One of our haters who are out there watching.
I want to warn people about hypnoporn.
We need to stay meta.
Like, what?
If Jim would shut up for a second.
Oh, high fidelity.
Okay, don't tell me to shut up.
I'm not whining.
I eat doggies. I eat doggies. Feels like a party.
Stop that.
It's a war. They have made it so that I cannot be celebrating July 4th.
This is 6 Degrees of Stew. You don't need to stay meta, but I'm glad you're here. Hi, everybody. I have my guest, Mrs. J, here. But before we start, I do have which you will see rolling at the bottom. So before we begin, a brief disclaimer. The views and allegations discussed in this podcast are based on publicly available information, are presented for informational and analytical purposes. Listeners are strongly encouraged to conduct their own further research, consult original legal documents for specific case details, and critically evaluate all sources for a comprehensive understanding. This podcast aims to provide a balanced overview of a sensitive subject matter. For resources on sexual abuse, please see, I am so sorry that I don't have the rest. It's going to be coming upon the bottom. It's the RAIN, and I have that pinned. And if my mods want to paint, it's pinned again. But if my mods want to put the RAIN resources out there for people again, and the numbers, the text messages, and everything will be there. Not the text number, phone call. Number for everything will be down there for people. It's for rape, abuse, and incest, where you can call, the website you can visit, and everything, because we're going to be discussing some sensitive topics and subject matter today. On that, oh, yes, thank you for everybody being here, because today we're going to be discussing Echoplex Media. His name is Dave Litton, and Mrs. J was a mod for him at the time. So we're going to be discussing that case. And I want to thank Mrs. J. Thank you for being here. We just became friends over the past month here.
Yeah. It's been a whirlwind, isn't it?
It really has, right? And if somebody could, Mrs. J's channel, let me get it. I don't know if everybody has it here. Let me get it real quick here for Mrs. J. You should follow her. She does a lot of good research in the ex-Scientology community here. Let me pull that up real quick. I forgot to get that there so our mods would have it and they can post it throughout here. Let me scroll down real quick. I totally forgot all about that. But if you want to give them a brief introduction of the stuff you cover, Mrs. J, before we dig into this, a brief introduction about yourself and the work you do.
Yeah, sure. I am Mrs. J. My name is Abby. I live here in the lovely countryside of Devonshire in the UK. I live about 5 minutes from the beach, and I'm right at the bottom of England there. My story started where you know, however many thousands of years ago I started watching ex-Scientology content, and then the aftermath came out and all of that business, and I broken my back at that point, so I was laid up extremely ill. With a buggered back and a buggered foot. So I just sat and listened to podcasts and listened to Scientology stories, and, you know, just fascinated how they're, you know, escape stories, and how, you know, being brought up in a born again fundamental, all singing, you know, happy clappy, singing in tongues, prophecies, cult, not cult, but high control group. I have since I really snapped away from it all, I went searching for everything. You know, I was like, why are these people like this?
Right.
Why is it not okay to have a conversation with a Catholic, but you can with a Protestant? I don't get it, you know, it's, you know, it sort of went from there. And of course I was stuck in bed for pretty much 2 years.
Sure. I can imagine.
Yeah, it was pretty grim. And of course we had COVID as well at that time. You know, it was all around the same time. So yeah. And I just started seeing differences in the podcast.
There certainly are a lot, right?
yeah. And then the whole SPTV shenanigans started. I was already modding for Alex at that time.
Apostate Alex, is that who? Okay.
Yeah, and I discovered Dave. It was it before the Juliana situation or after? But anyway, around that time.
Yeah.
And so offline, you know, we would speak in the Discord. I'd have conversations with him in the Discord. Real fun times. We'd laugh. We'd take the piss out of people.
Sure.
Everything was based on humor.
Yeah, I was in his Discord.
Yeah. You know, and it's all based on humor. Everything was based on humor. It was a refreshing change from whatever the series. I'm into satire.
Yeah.
Piss, so you know.
I think you've watched us on the Sticker Chick crew. Like, we're not that serious, right? We like to have a lot of laughs and joke around, right?
Started taking the piss. Then Dave invited me on. I was on. No, those two anyway. I definitely did those two. And you can find them. You know, they're there. And I said, I ain't got anything to hide, so you know, just don't bother me. And then, you know, Dave did the asking for Aaron to resign from the board.
Yes.
He did this like official thing, you know, he had, and you know, I was on fire for that because I totally agreed with him. You know, that was, and there we go. And that's kind of
off to the races, right?
That's how we got to where we are with Dave. Hope that helps.
And my introduction to Dave was, I ran into him. Let me look at the date. I wrote it down. November 2024 was my first interaction with Dave because my friend Noelle, she created a documentary on the women of January 6th, and it was called The Conspiracist. It's still out there. It's excellent. And then she wrote a book about it as well. And through her, the reason she got on that show, because she was trying to promote her independent documentary, was through our very good friend Steph, who's a former conspiracist. And she was friends with Dave, and she was a mod in there as well too. I forget what her name was as a mod there. She might have just been Steph Kemmerer. I don't know if you ever encountered her or anything, but she was really good friends with Dave, right? So again, none of us could have foreseen what we're about to talk about, right? So she was a mod in Dave, Echoplex Media's channel, right? None of us know what we're about to talk about, right? So she says, hey, I can get you on Dave. He does really good work. None of us know what we're about to discuss, right? And so Noelle goes on there and does, the interview's still up, right? None of us know this in November of 2024. None of us. So I start going to Dave's channel. It's funny. It's, you know, there's good laughs. He has a conspiracy bingo. He covers a lot of other stuff, not just ex-Scientology. Like there was the cat day. There was a lot of other stuff going on. So if I was bored, nothing was going on at night, I would pop over there and see what was going on Twitch. And I think this was even, I can't remember when we came over from Twitter to here to YouTube. Like when we came over, the Sticker Chick crew, as they call us over here on YouTube, I think we had maybe 13, 15 people who would watch us because we just did fun Twitter spaces. We weren't trying to build anything over here, have all these followers. Again, we just like to have a laugh, like you say. Like we don't really care. Like we're just here for fun, you know, and somehow now we have all these people who are just hate us for whatever reason, love us or hate us for whatever it is, But that's how I encountered Dave. And then the one day, he something with Marilyn, and I came over because Marilyn was like his locale, to put it any other way. I don't know what other way you can put it, right? He just didn't like Marilyn Honig, coffee, cults and crafts,
she's
or whatever
full of
she calls
shit. That's why.
right? She's not a likable woman, right? She really isn't. She's nasty. And I was watching her separately from Dave, and all of a sudden my heart dropped. And I think it was the third episode she was doing covering him. And it was the week of March 16th, 2025. And I went, oh my God, this can't be true. It was like gut punch. And I actually have the group text messages. Now I've left this group chat because we had a falling out with the Defender Vance DOA split. So there's some of us that separated, and in this group text message chat was Taylor and Nicole, known as Hippo Lawyer. They are now over with DOA. But within this, and I'll read it because this comes from the date of it is actually March 17th. Go ahead.
I'm going to get a drink, but I'm just going to zap that and go and get a drink, and I'll be back. But I'm just here.
Okay,
here,
you can still hear?
How do I do that?
Okay,
oh, there it is. There it is.
All right.
Has that worked? Yeah.
Yep. Perfect. So on March 17th, and this is in our group chat, and Mina and I don't know if you were in this yet, K2. So I sent a message because I was really freaked out when I heard Marilyn covering Dave. And I said, oh boy, I'm going to need some help tomorrow figuring out Pacer and finding a case. I'm registered. I registered. My spelling's awful. I was very upset. But I am sick as a dog and don't have energy to crawl upstairs for my purse and wallet because I had registered for Pacer and you have to pay for it. I said, long story short, here we go. I saw locale Marilyn, who is an ex-Scientologist. I thought she was at that time. I didn't know what she was live. And I kept thinking it was a mix-up. And it was like supposed to be Echoplex's Media Live. This is where I know Marilyn from because Dave from Echo covers some of the ex-Scientology drama, particularly Aaron, but Marilyn from time to time. Well, Dave and I are acquaintances, and Noelle went on his show to promote her documentary too. We all met him through Steph. They are pretty close. Now, on Marilyn's 2 streams tonight, she provided a few screens and a court document of Dave pleading guilty to child pornography. Now, in all caps, I put, I don't fuck with that and won't fuck with that. I want to confirm the case and links myself to make sure they aren't being vengeful or confusing him with another person because sometimes people do. But I'm really fucking sick right now, like fucking sick. I need to find out tomorrow ASAP, so I can tell Noelle and Steph if this is true. This really fucking sucks if he did this. I mean, fucking gross predatory shit. I worked with kids who had this done to them. I promoted his channel and merch. Please, I know Yins will keep this here until verified. I'm glad I didn't promote him too much. Fuck that if this is true. So that was my initial response when I found this out. Like, it was a gut punch and I wanted to verify it. Like, I was so sick.
I can't give you any communication that I've got because I deleted. Well, I've just got rid of that particular Mrs. J. She's gone. So
right,
and I did because I just was done with all this. So at that point, I was already in a alone situation myself because I had stuck up against a chap called Pete Jensen.
I was wondering who Pete Jensen was because I saw his name brought up. I was listening to old Marilyn. Yeah,
and a few other things that had happened at that time, as I told you privately.
Sure.
So I was mortified.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I was mortified, and I'm going to use that word because that's the word I've continued to use the whole way through this. Is because that's what it was, and it was. But then I was absolutely annihilated for doing what I did, which was I can't have anything to do with this. And the reason why I can't have anything to do with this is because my project and my goal is to expose Aaron Smith Levin, and no one's fucking doing it.
Yeah.
You know, and it was like, I have to just not even look at any of this. I don't want to know about this. It was too much in my brain. I was like, this is awful, right?
It's terrible,
and
right?
Why the fuck didn't I know about it?
It's horrifying.
You know,
right?
it was like, you know, I've been doing stuff like for 2.5 years, you know.
Yeah. Like, but how do you know this stuff? Like my friend that I'm talking about, Steph, like I have, and I wish I had the receipts. She helped him move, right? He had this domestic situation. I wish I could find that GoFundMe, and you probably know what I'm talking about. He showed pictures of his apartment being trashed, and he had to move and get out of this domestic violence situation or whatever was going on in his apartment. I donated at least 2 or 3 times to that to help. My friend helped him move into his home. How are we as human beings, and I know you took a lot of flack for this, but how was my friend who went on her show to promote her thing to know about this? How was I to know who bought, and I have his merch here I'm going to show, I bought it. How was my friend who helped him move to know that he was, you don't research these people, right? How are we to know and to, like, you took a big brunt of this, I know you did, but you don't research, you don't do these background checks, like, are you a predator? Are you a pedophile? Like, I'm not researching people in my chat. I'm not researching my mods.
I live in a country where things are private.
Yeah.
You know, we're very private people. You know, we'll give you the salt of the earth, but we, as a people, you know, people are really private, and we respect privacy online, and that is huge over here. You know, if you were to ever overstep the mark over here on doing anything, you would be absolutely annihilated for doxing, etc. It's just a no-no.
Sure.
And Dave and I were friends, so why would I look into who I'm a friend with? It's like you know, why would I look into Pete Jensen? You know, why would I look into Julia? You know, I just wouldn't. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Why would my friend Steph look into him as she's helping this guy? She's known him for a while. Why would she be like, I should research this guy before I become friends with him? And
who does that?
That's insanity, right?
The only way you do that is on freaking Plenty of Fish or bloody Tinder, you know, where you research, you know, that's that. But this is, you know, I've got online friends, and that's their, you know, if they've got whatever they've got, you know, I'm not going to sit there and ask them about it. But at no point did I say to Dave, oh, I just need to know. Well, come on. Is it all right if we, I just need to check your record?
Yeah, let me make sure you're not a predator or you haven't anything in your past. Like, before I mod for you or before I go into your Discord and have a chat with you. Like, that's
has she done that with her mods? If she has, that's fucking weird.
Yes. I mean, it's insanity that these people think that that's something that would occur. And the gut punch and the sickening feeling, like even me, and I wasn't that close to him, right? I was like, oh my gosh, because I'll go on and read just a little bit more of this because it really was. And I didn't know him like you did.
It was like, what was happening?
No, you did not interrupt. This is a good flow.
Sorry. Yeah.
Because I don't think people understand, like, you were even closer. My friend Steph was closer. And me, as somebody who was even extracted from that, I was like, like, it was like a gut punch. I couldn't read these documents for weeks. And even preparing this, like, and people in our Discord and chat can verify because we had that droopy thing going on. I've been preparing to do this live even before you and I got together to talk for probably a month or two, but droopy kind of threw us off and I couldn't get it together. But reading the documents again made me sick. Like, this is a lot to process. It really is. So I said further, oh my gosh, I cannot with Pacer. I get all my crime and court documents I read online already from other people. I put my card in, that's my debit card in, and now a token is coming by mail. Don't they want people to have access to court records? This is like jumping through hoops. I am going to use the shit out of this once I get my account all done. I never really needed it because I don't track cases like this, you know. I read them as I find ones of interest, and usually somebody already has pulled them. As a matter of public interest, in my opinion, all public court cases should be free and online. Apparently, Marilyn is doing another video where Dave discussed this now. So looking for it. This is so messy. He has a big channel, he had Mike Rinder and some connections and some pretty famous ex-Scientologists. So he has some legitimacy. I am just beside myself. I don't know what to think right now. Fucking badass cold. I was very sick at this time. And this sick ass shit. The worlds are all colliding over various chuds. That's like another world. Uh-oh. Where'd Mrs. J go? I lost her. I lost you for a second. I don't know what to think right now. J6 women, conspiratorial worlds. And that was like my last conversation there about all of that. So I was trying to learn everything that was happening. Uh-oh, I lost Mrs. J again. Can you guys all still hear me? I lost you for a second, Mrs. J.
I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened there. I do, as I said, it's like I live at the back of beyond of England, and it
no, it happens to me too. You're fine.
Okay.
You're fine. But that was kind of my last like there. And then that's when I went and listened to the little thing I'm going to play because I know Marilyn's strike happy, but I'm just going to play the audio for us because I don't want to get struck by her. Just the intro of where I got the gut punch. Hold on one second. And then I'm going to play the video clip I have. Let me pull this up real quick. I don't want to get struck by the almighty Marilyn. Whoops. Let me get to the part. Hold on. Let me get through this commercial. Boop, 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 boop. But it was this video, and then I'll play the clip that I have. Let me get this closer to my microphone. Let me skip through her intro. But let me get through her St. Patrick's Day. Who cares about that? All right, St. Patrick's Day, yada, 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 yada. You're wearing green. It's a very odd choice when she starts talking about this. Okay. Okay. This was where I was like, okay, this is probably real.
About these documents. And it sounds like somebody tipped him off about the documents, so he wanted to get ahead of it. Unfortunately, I don't think a lot of people, at least not in this community, watch Twitch, or whatever you call it. And so I just saw it this morning. I want to play that segment for you. It's about maybe 4 minutes. I'm going to play it all the way through, and then I'm going to go back and stop it in certain areas and give commentary. And
that was it for me right there. That's the only part I was going to play for hers. And I was like, huh. And I knew his Twitch, right? You do too, Mrs. J, obviously. And I was like, oh my gosh, what's going on? So I ran over to his Twitch, and it's not there anymore. You can't get this video. But I recorded it, and I'm going to play that for everybody right now. I have it uploaded. Whoop, 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 whoop. And this was his, and I'm going to, where's my videos? Play this for everybody here real quick. I'm sure, Mrs. J, you're familiar with this.
So there's some documents going around that people have seen. And if you see them, those documents are authentic. In 2004, I was arrested.
Oh, let me pause. We lost Mrs. J. She's in the rural. Hold on one second. So Marilyn is what I'm playing right now. Oh, here comes Mrs. J. She's back. We got Mrs. J back from the woods. So what I'm playing right now is, this is when the gut punch came for me. This was the third video from Marilyn. And this is when I hadn't yet read the court documents, but she had showed. And this is kind of the big confirmation for me. She said somebody had told Dave, yada, yada, about the documents. And he was like, I have to get ahead of this. And I found this really unapologetic. And I still hadn't read the documents yet. I was still trying to grapple with it. I was waiting for, you have to get this token from Pacer before they let you like download documents and stuff. It's this whole process to make sure you're the real person. So you cannot get this whole video anymore. It's called Cults and the Satanic Panic. So in the middle of this, go ahead.
I've not seen this, so it'll be interesting to see what this is.
Oh, you haven't? Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot that I just didn't see because, as I said, it all, you know, it had all got too much at that point.
I bet you it had to have been overwhelming being his friend
Yeah.
and mod and everything coming at you at once.
Yeah.
So this is Dave and Media Wench. And this was, he knew Marilyn had the documents. And I went over and actually got this from his, well, this is Marilyn's. So he had taken it down. I had the original link from his Twitch on, I'll show my post that I made a year ago too on Blue Sky and Twitter. But he used to have the live up from his Twitch, but he took it down. So it's gone. So the only preservation now is from Marilyn. So I clipped it from there. But she does have this. But Dave took his down. But it's very unapologetic, and he's kind of like, meh, whatever. And I watched this on his Twitch live when this happened, and him and Media Wench after this just kind of go along to show like, it's no big deal. Like, it's done. That's taken care of. Moving on. So that's what I'm about to play.
He was really indicating he was really indicating he'd been catfished. That's his feedback on this. That's what he I don't know if people know this, but that's what he says. I don't know if he even says it in a video anywhere, but I know that from talking to him. Well,
yeah, he really portrayed that.
I actually just blocked him completely on everything immediately, and then spoke to Maria.
And it's really interesting when we get to the court documents, and that's why I think it's important that, and I'm going to have a big content warning with this. And I've read, and I'll get to that. But when we read the actual court documents and these conversations, and him saying he's catfished, yeah, you'll find out how much of that you believe to be true. Yeah. I have it's not that expensive on Pacer, I guess. Maybe I spent like $40 or $50 getting I have every document that there is on it. I mean, down to one pages, arrest, you name it. Of course, I'm not going to read all of those, but like I have the main ones to pull things from and stuff. And yeah, it's not quite what he portrayed. He's lucky that he got away with just one image of CSAM. Let's say that. Okay, so I'll play this.
So there's some documents going around that people have seen. And if you see them, those documents are authentic. In 2004, I was arrested by the U.S. Postal Inspector and the FBI for traveling to meet a teenager I was speaking to on the internet. Subsequently, I pled guilty to one count of possession of CSAM on my computer. I did 6 months in a federal penitentiary and 3 years of U.S. probation. The details are kind of unimportant. It happened so long ago. I don't recall any of it. I no longer have documents associated with it. The day that I was relieved of my U.S. federal probation, my boyfriend at the time and I went to the beach and burned all of those documents to symbolize that we were done with that. Just really quick, I wanted to thank folks who brought to my attention that these documents were floating around today without spreading them around to other places, such that I might have the first word on this. I understand, due to the fact that we have made a lot of enemies around here as Echoplex Media, that I will not be the last word on this. And I thought I had all the alerts off. In any case, if people have questions, I'm happy to answer them in private for now. This was a massive mistake that I made, and I have done everything I can since to make up for what harm I may have caused to society. And other content creators may choose not to associate with me. Other people in this community may choose to leave this community. If that's the case, that is your right. And and I would, I will not hold it against you, talk shit about you, anything like that. And I want to let people know that if they do choose to continue to associate with us, that they are under no obligation to defend me or the actions that I took 20 years ago that put me in the position I am now, that I have to explain this. I do want to say that at the beginning of the process, the U.S. Federal Probation and the U.S. Attorney's Office were my greatest adversaries. And by the time I was relieved from probation, they were my greatest advocates, which is the craziest thing you're ever going to hear anybody say about having been through the system. And like I said, people who have become close to me, people who have trusted me, I hope this having had happened, me having not this like passive voice, me having done this does not betray your trust, especially those who have come to me about traumatic events that have happened to them. those of you who have, you know who you are, and I think people here probably know what I'm referring to. And with that, if it's okay with everybody, I think we're going to play some music. I think, I don't know, Media Winch.
Yes, here.
Thank you for holding my hand.
So, yes, sir. Let's play some music. I could have thrown up when I watched that.
I think now I've seen that. I think I saw that, but there was a whole load bit before that. But there's obviously that's missing.
Yeah, I watched it before. Like yeah, I watched the.
That
I felt like. Oof. Go ahead, Mrs. J. It was a gut punch to me.
Yeah, it was. It was horrific. So, like, I was going through. My best friend had just died. You know, literally 2 weeks, 3 weeks before, a month before.
Sure, I'm sorry about that.
It's all just how it is. And I got really ill, and then, you know, it actually made me really ill.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and from that moment on, I was shunned by everybody.
I know, I remember.
And that's in the Discord, and that is everywhere.
Yes.
So I was completely and utterly shunned by everyone because I made this decision that I don't know the whole ins and outs of this, but I'm stepping away from this because I'm doing something completely like I you know, this is a chap I've met online. You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah.
And me and David even had this conversation that went like this, which was, we are just colleagues.
Yeah.
That's it. You know, we're research colleagues, we're colleagues, and that's it. And it's like, you know, and he knew that, and I knew that. It was like, it was there. I was devastated because I thought he was a friend.
Yeah, it's a lot to process.
I felt stupid. The whole community shunned me because I made my goal is everything that I'm doing everywhere else to stop, concentrate, achieve anything, which my job, I'm doing this to expose Scientology and Aaron Smith-Levin. End of.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And
exactly.
So since then, I've been called a PDF file supporter by that piece of shit, Marilyn Honig.
I think that is completely unfair. Well, and because I watched her video, I forget which part it was. I was trying to refresh my memory on how she did the coverage.
I did,
and she excuses.
You know, I did.
One of the person, Carrie Ann.
You know, I did.
To Leclerc or whatever. Oh, that's fine. They did an interview 9 years ago. And this other person, Apostate Alex, they're okay. But these more recent people, because you're trolls, it's not okay that you were involved in this. Like, that was kind of her take. But it's not okay for you, Mrs. J, or this other person that you were like a supporter. But those other people in the past, like, it's okay, I'll give you a pass. But these, because she considered you guys trolls, it wasn't okay that you were somehow connected to Dave and Echoplex Media. I think it might be in part 3, actually, the one where she at you. And I was like, that doesn't seem quite fair, does it? You know, should I be ostracized? Should Noelle? Should Steph? You know, they helped him, you know, my best friend helped him move, one of my best friends. Like, that's absurd, right? But that's how Marilyn operates, right? We all know that.
Yeah, it's a sad and lonely path that she's creating for herself, in my opinion. Because every single person that she will know in her community will turn on her because of the lies. So it's a horrible place to be. And I said, you know, for me, the fact that, I mean, I have private messages from people telling me exactly what they thought of me when I did what I did, which was, I'm not having anything to do with this.
Yeah.
This is the end of that. I won't ever be talking about Dave again. And this is something I wasn't going to do. You know, I wasn't going to do this because I actually said in the video that I put out, I'm not going to talk about this again because it upset me so much. And I got really ill. And, you know, and I ended up, I had a massive seizure and I had a number of seizures from that. I began stuttering
I'm very
again.
sorry. Mm-hmm.
You know, and I began stuttering again, and I'd done so much work on my mental health and my FND, and yeah.
I'm sorry, Mrs. J. I'm sorry. I know this is closing a chapter for you, and you said you
it
needed
is,
it.
and that's
I'm
why
glad.
I'm doing it. You know, that's why I'm doing it, because this isn't about who's friends with who or how, you know, how this relates to this or any of that. This is about a man who was lying to me, because if he had at least told me, I would have been like, I would be prepared. I would have made a decision already, you know, because the work that we were doing against Scientology itself, you know, OSA were coming for us.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? And it's like this was an absolute gift horse for them.
Oh, right.
It was like, yeah. And what happens? Barreling.
Nothing.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Sorry,
her
I'm
star
gonna have to just turn
rose.
the camera
No.
off a minute and get tissue.
Yes, please. Yes, take your time. You're fine, right? Her star rose and her and ASL are fine, right? Like their star is rising, and you know, it's like thankfully, like I think a good community is being built by us women together, right? Jenna, not Jesus Christ, Jenna's name slipped in because of ASL. Because of all of us women joining together. You know, I'm not, you know, thankfully, you know, you ex Scientology, the community covering has accepted me, you know, and I'm learning a lot from all of you. But, you know, between Lindsay and you and Rox and Jojo and all the mods and Reese and everybody being quite kind, like it's a little bit of pushback towards all these people that have been so awful, right? You know, otherwise ASL and Maryland would be able to steamroll everybody quite, you know, like they have been for so long, you know? And I think that's
wouldn't
been
be
quite unfair.
steamrolled, you see. I'm not that kind of person. If I don't agree with you, I'll just tell you. And
yeah,
I'll
you
move
are.
on. You know, I just do, you know, I just say it and I move on. I'm not going to then spend 6 months telling the world what a cunt you are. Excuse my French.
Yeah.
But like, you know,
no,
you know
cunt's
what I
fine.
mean?
You
It's
can
like,
say it on here. It's one of my favorite words. You're fine, Mrs. J. I have a foul mouth too. You're good.
You know, I just think it was a way for her to create content, to manipulate her audience, to continue to coerce her audience into an illusion that Aaron isn't a multiple abuser of people.
Which he is, right?
Which he is.
And we've seen over and over again. And I'm glad that's getting out more too. And I think you were an easy target during this time period, right? You know?
Yeah. Yeah. I was left out to dry by the whole community. The whole community. So what I did was I went and played in DOAs.
What a place to go play. What a sandbox to play in, right? Where else
I wanted to know about the cat, so I was like, let's go find out about the cat. Because it was my way of making things funny, you know, and then I created you know, started doing the music and the stupid cartoons because it was so ridiculous. I couldn't speak either. My verbal was so bad about, you know, from about July onwards, really last, you know, I had to go and see my neurologist. Anyway, that's another story. So I made music and laughter and videos of cartoons again.
I didn't know
like
why
I
you did that. That's interesting because that's when I would have came across you right after the Echoplex. I always wondered about that because I had never I knew you were his mod, right? I knew all this happened. And then when I encountered you over here, right? Because there's different Mrs. J's I knew, right? I knew the Echoplex mod. And then we came over here and I kind of connected everything. Like it all clicked in my head. And I was like, wait, this is
Yeah.
the Mrs. J over here too. And it kind of all clicked. And I was like, I've never heard her because you had like the bell thing and the cartoons going on. And then I heard your voice over here and we kind of met and we started discussing things. And then we shared our Echoplex stories. I didn't know that's the reason you did that because I knew you had all the health issues because we've been talking and sharing. Wow, I did not know that. I had no idea.
What happens is if it's bad, I can't even speak at all. So I just sit and make music because
wow, I did not know that.
I'm not that kind of person who goes, right, I'm now going to watch every single episode of The Boys. I'm now then followed that. I'm going to watch every single episode of Magician. You know, I'm not really a TV person, and because my brain works the way it does, I have to continually work on my memory, hence why I do the stuff that I do using Aaron as my memory reminder. And I have to do it every day. You know, I play Risk every day online to get my brain doing things. I have to do specific exercises each day for coordination because I fall over.
Yeah.
And I've already got a broken back, so I don't really want to be falling over anymore.
No. Yeah, and I'm sure Judy can, our Judy in there that everybody always says stuff about her, typing all caps. She's had some serious issues too. That's why she said, "Amen, sister." She can empathize with that because she had a severe concussion and stuff and has issues like that too. So she's sharing some empathy there with you. She can really understand that as well. Yeah, but it was quite a, thing. And that's why I wanted to kind of explain this all and give you a closing chapter and also cover like what he did, because I don't think people realize what a heavy burden it is, right? That you've been carrying and giving you this chance to close this chapter and be like, book's done. This is it, and that's kind of how I wanted to encompass it, and that you didn't deserve to have that all put on you. And there were a lot of people that he snookered,
Aaron
snowballed.
really
right?
hates me. Aaron really hates me. I'd exposed that Aaron knew about Lewis Repetto getting blowjobs. It went from there. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, and it's going to continue. She's never going to stop because she's like Aaron.
Yeah.
She's never going to stop making shit up.
No.
And I'm never going to stop holding a mirror up to Aaron. I promised the lady that I wouldn't ever do any more stuff on Marilyn because, she was a real Marilyn fan, but she and I had connected privately. And I did stop. But there are times where I just want to show, and I suppose that's why I've done a little bit on my community posts, because when I can't do much, I actually try and show everybody where I'm getting my information from.
Yeah.
So that, and I'm showing people where it comes from, and Marilyn clawed her way to where she is. She clawed her way there.
Mm-hmm.
And the people that have been the people that were really right, the first lot of people that was really on YouTube following Aaron and seeing what Aaron was doing, they've all gone. They've all gone. All of them are gone. You go through the super chats of 4 years ago, just 4 years ago. You go through the super chats and you can see every single person in those super chats. None of them are there. Because they know who the real Aaron is,
Similar to DOA, right? When you compare, like you look at DOA over the years, right? It's similar.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I'd say they're alike.
They are. You look at the pattern and you can see the followers going, you go back old and you're like, they're not there anymore. That money's gone. That money's gone. These people, because they learn over time, right? And it's
Yeah,
only,
the only thing that, he's not Aaron's violence.
yes, Aaron's much more. Yes. Mhm. Yes, I'll give you that. Yeah, I'll give you that. Yeah.
But that's, that's my stuff to bear. When I started doing this project, however thousands of years ago I did begin it, I knew OSA were going to come for me. Yeah. And I didn't know how they were going to come for me, but I had everything tighter than a cat in a sandstorm. I even made any visual person me doing what I was, because in my other community I was doing stuff for 2 years, so it was all under the radar. And then I finally, when I was well enough, was able to actually have a conversation and start typing in the chat. So I was, when you're laid up and you have multiple seizures and the light is giving you a seizure, you have a very dark room and you lay there and you deal with it.
Yeah, exactly. Quite like a concussion, right?
Of pain, and all you can do is listen. So was there. I've discovered you could go have it on black and then white. You do it the other way around. So I've got black and then the white. So, and you just read the chat and you can then see, because I'm, which is obviously HD autistic off the charts, I could see patterns in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
And I talked to Doug about it, because he was the first person I really talked to of the American side, who I connected with. He was the first person. Yeah. Sorry, I'm now waffling. Let's go back to Dave. I suppose I'm trying to.
No, you're fine. No, I love talking to you. No,
how
this
it's
is fascinating
progressed,
to me.
how we've got to where we are now. Which is, I'm a fucking lone wolf. Fuck the lot of you. I'll research what I want. I'll look at what I want, and I'll tell you what the fuck I want. No one's going to tell me to shut the fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. You remind me of our Judy, because Judy's like, that's our Judy down there, Judy Grasso, because she's like, I'll do what the fuck I want, when I want. I'll go where the fuck I want. Nobody's going to tell me what I'm going to fucking do. She's quite like that. Judy will go and do what the hell she wants, when she wants, and where she's going to do it. And I love it. If Mrs. J cuts out, it's because she's in rural part of UK, her internet. So she might come in and out. So if her sound cuts out, that's the only reason. It's kind of like my semi-rural PA internet, everybody. You know how I'll cut out sometimes? So that's why. I have the same internet problem sometimes.
I be in the back and beyond of England, my folks. It's right down the bottom.
I love it. I love it. No, but I appreciate you. I appreciate that about you, Mrs. J. Like, you just don't give a fuck. And I like that. You talk to who you want, you do what you're going to do, and nobody's going to fucking tell you what to, that's it. You're unapologetically you.
And if I get it wrong, I own my shit.
Exactly, right? And that's all anybody can ask about you, right?
Right. And that's who we are.
Mm-hmm.
You can have people troll you to the ends of time on something that happened, and you've already corrected it and said, I'm not one of those people. Marilyn does like to make a lot of videos about individuals. She makes like hours and hours. Right. And I just like, what the fuck?
Go quilt some more dicks or whatever she quilts.
I'm not well enough to do any of that. But
right.
I can make little cartoons that are 2 minutes. Mm-hmm. And I can, and I can point out bullshit when I see it,
Yeah.
When, during the protests during COVID, she's an agent provocateur. No, you're talking shit.
She probably thought you were Osa.
Oh yes, I had one lady. Her name is Blue Ridge Speaks or something.
Oh, Blue Ridge
She
Speaks
told
is
loads of
awful.
people I was OSA, and then she said, but you told everyone I was OSA. I was like, no, yeah, you did the OSA thing first on me, mate. That's it. We're just swapsies. You know, it's OSA swap. It's actually a badge of honor
I
now.
always say, if everything's OSA, nothing can be OSA. We always joke about that.
Everybody loves that. Oh, sorry, my light. Let me turn my camera to sort out. I live in, as I said, I live in the west, as you know. There you go. You got the west coming through.
Oh, that's funny. Hi, Rox. Hi, everybody that's down there. Yeah, it's quite funny. Everything's OSA, nothing's OSA.
Yeah. Sorry, let's carry on. So I'm giving you lots of information about who I am as well, aren't you?
No, I love it. I love it. It's quite good.
Info here, haven't you?
No, and and I only knew like I said, we like all of us, are kind of coming together as ladies from different worlds, and like I study. If you look at my page, like I study cults, extremism, all of that kind of stuff, conspiracies, debunking. I don't like people spreading bullshit. Like that's my thing. Like I just want to get down to the bottom of the truth, and Scientology just happens to be one I've never really dug into because it's covered so thoroughly and so well, right? Like it's just everywhere. So I'm kind of learning a lot from you guys, because our worlds just kind of collided from the sticker chick crew and the lard ass DOA. It just kind of
randomness,
right?
randomness, finding out that
and
like,
it just kind of
Echoplex
collided. So now I'm kind of forced to learn more, but I'm enjoying it, right? It just kind of collided, and it's worked out quite well because I'm learning a lot about things that, my knowledge kind of stopped at, like, my interest was like Jack Parsons and L. Ron Hubbard and their weirdness right there, right? And that was
That
it
was
because
my interest.
yeah.
Please understand, that's where I was going. I did. Well, if you've seen my channel, if you go right back, you can see I'm L. Ron Hubbard, Jack Parsons, or Aleister Crowley.
Yeah, that weird stuff. That was me. That was it.
Fucking move on. I wanted to move on from that, but Aaron got in the way.
Yeah, and that was me. Well, DOA, he got in my way, and he's a big man to get in the way.
Yeah, he is, isn't he? He's got bigger. It's like if someone's put a plug up his ass and blown him.
We
up
all
a bit.
say we lost 400 pounds when we got rid of him. Okay, back to Dave. So the first thing that I looked up, this was the first declaration. And this comes from, because he always he pled down, and he did plead down, and they'll always charge you with like bigger things or stuff that they find, right? So he pled down to one charge of, and again, I'm gonna, there's a disclaimer. And when I create on my Patreon, this is always free when I do videos and stuff. All the documents will be there for everybody to review themselves. So this is just me summarizing. I encourage the disclaimers down there for everybody to go read. So I will link all of these documents. They'll be in my Patreon with the Twitch link of this replay and with the Twitter link. So it'll all be there. People can review the documents themselves. So, if there's any mistakes in me speaking, the documents will be there. I encourage everybody to do your own research, go and review these yourselves. But this is, and I'm not going to say addresses or anything like that, things like that, any, stuff like that on the live, of course. But this is the, let's see what this says here. It is the affidavit of Postal Inspector Gary Welsh in support of the complaint, and this is against Dave Linton, who is Echoplex Media. And when you go down here and they say, I am the Postal Inspector with the United States Postal Inspective Service, so that's the USPIS, and I've been employed for 20 years. As part of their duties, they are assigned to the San Francisco Division of Child Exploitation Services, Child Sexual Exploitation Specialist. They investigate cases involving transportation via mail of child pornography and other materials declared obscene, and the use of mails to further schemes to sexually exploit minors. They've conducted various investigations, so I'm going to go down further. I'm not going to read all of this, obviously. They've received specialized training in the area of child pornography, child sexual exploitation, and molestation. So it goes down through the legal terms, and here's where we're going to begin. On October 22nd, 2024, a confidential informant advised law enforcement that he knew that the defendant, David Christopher Linton, a resident of California, had engaged in sexual conduct with minors. The CI advised that for the last few days, from a location in Santa Clara County, he had been online posing as a minor named David and chatting with the defendant, who wanted to meet him at his home in Fremont, California, or at a public park in San Jose, California, to engage in sexual conduct with him. The CI had sent the defendant a photograph of an anonymous young man as David's picture. Furthermore, the CI provided printouts of his chats with the defendant, which included the following. Now, I'm going to give you guys a big warning here. These are going to be some explicit things that I'm going to read. If you cannot handle this, please, you can leave for this part. I'm not going to, these are just parts. But also if one of my mods can post the RAIN link again for people, I would appreciate that. On October 19th, 2024, the CI was online and in a chat room contained in the website www.gay.com when he engaged in a conversation with an individual with the screen name. Oops, sorry, my phone. Let me mute this. Text messages are going on. Sorry, guys. Inappropriate time. My prescriptions are ready at my pharmacy. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Inappropriate time. I take a lot of medicine. Let me mute that. Okay. With the screen name, it's DAVIDBUHAU. Said that his name was Dave and he lived in California. I'm not going to say the addresses. The CI also provided that Dave, later identified as David Christopher Linton, provided a profile of himself on www.gay.com listed as Dave. The CI accessed that profile, which stated that Dave was 27 years old and was located in Fremont. In addition, the profile included Dave's photograph. During that conversation, Dave provided a real-time video image of himself to the CI via yahoo.com. On October 20th, 2004, during their conversations on America Online Instant Messaging, AOL, the CI remarked to the defendant, "My parents are going to get a new car and they are going to let me have the old Volvo when I turn 17 in January, winky face." The defendant asked the CI if the CI's parents knew that he met guys, the defendant's age, which would be 27. During the conversation, the defendant discussed how many times the CI wished to have sex when they met. The defendant repeatedly asked the CI, "What possession do you want me to fuck you in?" when they met. The defendant asked the CI if he enjoyed being spanked. The defendant asked the CI, "Will you jack me off when you fuck me?" The defendant asked the CI, "Do you like being fucked hard or gentle?" The defendant told the CI, "We're going to have good sex tomorrow." The CI recognized the video images that were sent as matching the photograph for the defendant's profile on www.gay.com. On November 1st, 2004, a law enforcement agent acting in an undercover capacity, the UC, assumed the CI's online identity. The law enforcement agent conducted all of the following online chats from a location in Santa Clara County. During the November 1st, 2004 conversation, the defendant told the UC he was 27 years old, and the UC told the defendant he was 16, living in San Jose. Additionally, during the chat session, the defendant provided the UC a callback telephone number of blank. On November 3rd, 2004, the defendant conversed with the UC using AOL chat. The UC repeated that he was only 16 years of age and asked if that was a problem with the defendant. The defendant replied, "It's all good. You seem nice." On November 8th, 2004, the defendant conversed with the UC using AOL chat. The defendant asked the UC, "Any idea when we could hang out?" The defendant then discussed with the UC about him, UC, skipping school and coming to the Fremont BART station to meet with the defendant. The defendant explained they would have privacy at the house. The defendant then asked the UC if it would be easier if the defendant came to San Jose to meet with the UC. The defendant then asked the UC if he remembered talking earlier about having sex and asked if the UC still wanted to. The UC replied, "Do you?" The defendant said, "I don't know, I guess." The defendant then asked the UC, undercover, that's what UC means if you guys are getting confused, if he still was versatile. When the UC asked what the defendant meant by versatile, the defendant responded it meant top and bottom, and explained that when you top, your dick is in them, and when you're bottom, the dick is in you. Let me get a drink real quick. The defendant.
You're doing good.
Go ahead, Miss J.
Just saying, you're doing
Thank
good.
you.
And I thought the person was 17 until now.
It's hard. The reason I'm having a little, I don't want to say easier time with this. It's hard. I used to, give me 1 minute. I worked with, for a year, I worked with, this is why this also hit me hard. I worked with children who were sexually abused for a year, and those who also perpetrated the abuse to try to break the cycle. So I read a lot of their files, and I could only do it for a year because I had children that were younger at the time. They're adults now, but it was a hard year doing it. Let me minimize this for a second. I'm going to take just a break. Because I would come home and it was so hard because you would read their files, right, of the abuses that were on the children. And there was a separate home for the ones that had it perpetrated on them. And we had one of the worst abuse cases in Pennsylvania. And these children, their parents had rooms painted in their house of different colors, and the children knew what they had to do in each room they went in, different acts. And it's just really, I can read it, I can handle it. It's just, I did it for a year, and it's hard. I probably have an easier time than anybody else because I've read it I've had to do it for a year, and I think people need to hear it because he was so blasé about it,
Work with people. Well, I work with people with special needs for donkeys, adults with special needs, and I used to do 10 hours a week, as well as my other work that I did. But I did 10 hours a week for forever, and there are stories that will just make your heart explode because it's just so awful.
It is.
I think maybe this is part of all of the, like what we're doing. This is why I research what I do, and when I get a bee in my bonnet about stuff.
Yeah, and I think it's important, because he was so blasé about it,
great,
right? And I think it's good for me closing chapter because I couldn't deal with it, right, for a year, and it was hard. And
yeah, we both had quite a massive. I think everybody we've spoken about this, not for very long, maybe a couple of hours, maybe 3 or 4 hours about this before doing this, and both of us were hit by this in completely different ways.
Yeah, for different reasons, right?
But the impact was huge, on both, I think. And if that's just us and we're just 2 people who are watching it, which is all we were, there are going to be a lot of other people that this has impacted as well. And the reason why I do shit like this is because they're the people I want to support. I don't want to give them more trauma. No. I want them to understand how their trauma is created and learn it for themselves, work on themselves so that they can become better people and understand their own trauma so they can then help others not to have that.
Right.
That's all, you know, and to have our thought processes be completely flipped so that where we felt comfortable, where we felt safe has then been completely wiped away.
Yes.
So mine is like that and yours is like that, but it's a completely different
Yes,
like that.
exactly.
But it's that kind of
Yeah,
thing. Yeah,
exactly. It's hard.
And yeah,
and I think another thing,
but it's good to talk about it now.
yeah,
by the
and we
way.
can
It's
talk
good to
about it,
talk
and I
about
think
it.
it's creating a safer space and hopefully protecting other people from going into a space like his, you know. And I know some people shared their trauma
We
with
were
him.
lied to.
Yeah.
And I was then lied to again behind the scenes in the Discord. Absolutely full on. I had it for a good few days, 24/7. Everybody was losing their shit. And now, you know, we are now in a position where since then, you know, Pete Jensen and I have absolutely parted ways from, that was pretty much the moment where it had been before that. It was about a year before that. But like, you know, that was the final like thing, you know. Because I'm like, we've been lied to.
Exactly.
We're in a situation where we're dealing with a really high control organization, and you don't just have your troll, you have your intelligent troll also as well. You know, you've got these two things rolling at the same time constantly. And that was what happened to me. And it was the very first time, I think, an online experience of where I really felt a connection with somebody had been ripped away. I mean, when Doug died, we were just friends. So I was upset and I was sad.
Yeah.
But when Dave and I separated waves, I was really upset. And nobody, everyone dropped me like a stone.
That had to have been
because
so hard.
I said what I said.
I can't imagine, like,
that's what happened. Everybody, bing. I probably had maybe 6 or 7 people who continued to talk to me after that.
I wish I had known you then, because I would have supported you through all that. I wish we had connected in some way, that I could have been there for you, because I can't imagine how hard that must have been. And I'm sorry that I didn't know you then. I really am, because
shit. I was treated like shit. And I'd already been treated like shit by Marilyn and that lot already. And it was like, all I had in my head, right, this is the only way I got through this. This is a marathon and not a race. I knew OSA were going to come for me. I knew OSA were going to come in at some point. I didn't know how it was going to happen, how I was going to be targeted. I've got no idea. But it's made me a really strong, you know, it's made me a much stronger person. And this last year, I've worked so hard on myself from that incident, from the Dave incident, because I've learned a lot from it. And I've learned who my friends are from it too. I learned who my friends are from it, for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
And my online friends, my real life friends are like, what the fuck are you doing? Still doing it.
I know, right? It's crazy when I try to tell these stories. Hi, Jojo. It is. And, you know, it's like, what do you say about this world online, right? It's like, how do you explain this?
Anyway, carry on. I just wanted to interject again. Sorry, it's quite emotional.
No, it's hard. I needed that break.
Be...
I did. It's like, deep breathe. Okay. But people need to hear it, because he has downplayed this so much. And it's like, oh, it was just this image, right? It was just an image. No big deal. I burned these papers with my boyfriend and I forgot about it. Right? I was catfished. It was no, you know, what are you talking about? Okay. Here we go again. All right, let me go back. Okay. Mm,
You're doing great.
okay. All right.
Jojo, rewind.
All right. Okay, here we go. The defendant asked the UC if he ever had intercourse. The defendant then discussed oral sex with the UC, that's undercover again, and inquired if the UC would want to try doing more. The defendant then stated to the UC that it usually does hurt the first time and stated that he would stop if he heard the UC. He further asked the UC when he, the defendant, could go see the UC and inquired if the UC's house would be empty and if there were any chance that anyone would come home while he was there. The defendant further asked the UC what the nearest cross streets were to the UC's home and stated, I just don't want your brother finding out anything like that and telling your parents. On November 15th, 2004, the defendant conversed with the UC using AOL chat. The defendant asked the UC, do you still want to hang out? The defendant then asked the UC, got any naked pictures of yourself? And inquired as to what the UC looked like naked. The defendant asked the UC when he could see him in person and what the UC and could the UC come over. The UC replied, I thought you were coming over here, to which the defendant replied back, I think that's a bad idea, and further added, like if one of your parents came home or if your brother saw, it could all be bad. The defendant then asked the UC if they would mess around in the UC's room at his home. The UC asked the defendant what he, the defendant, wanted to do, and the defendant replied, it's up to you.
Can I
You're
stop you a
16. Yes.
Just, yeah. Ooh.
I'm sorry.
Okay, that's all right. It's good to get through this. See what I'm like saying, everybody, it doesn't matter that it's a catfish. Are you not
right? I know it's hard.
Yeah,
and he said it was. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you're like, then as I said, but and also saying that it's 17 as well. So you know, I'm like I'm trying to rationalize. I'm trying to make this logical in my head. I'm trying to put it in the right place so that I can sit with it and it's okay, you know, and
and there's no
he's doing, you know, he's doing it all. He's doing it all.
Uh-huh.
And it's like you got the impression it was the other way round, that the young person was coming on to him. That's how my brain was just going, which way, what do I do here? In the UK, it's not even a fucking big deal. You know what I mean? You know, and you know, it's just and that it is a big deal, by the way, but it's not a big deal because it's legal. So
yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
You know, but
the way he portrayed it,
right.
He
but
was
it was
like,
the other way around.
They tricked me. It was like tricked me. I was innocent.
Yes.
But it's obviously not.
No.
It's a hard pill to swallow. I know.
It's cool. I knew that it was the case, but it's like as I said, I've not looked at it because it hurt too much. And this is really fucking good to do this. And I had no idea it would be with you.
Right, Mrs. J, who would think, right? All these years, like from a year later, and then just connecting over Shotzi Chris, as I call her. And then this led to Echoplex Media. And it's like, all of this crazy confluence of events is like how we got here. And it's like, oh, you knew Echoplex Media. Oh, you knew this. And it's like, what? How did this all happen?
Yeah. But this is really good for me. And hopefully it's really good for everybody else who went, Dave's my fucking friend.
Oh.
You know who you are.
And I told you, like my friend group, Balls Gang, it's hilarious that, you know, it's this informal group and that's the name we chose. It's a joke and it's hilarious, but some of them just found out, I can show the one, Blue Sky tweet for, it's a Twitter thread, but like literally 2 weeks ago, some of them were still like a couple of my friends didn't know about Dave. So I think it's still important to have these conversations and put this information out. Like, they had no idea they were still promoting him. Like, I have right here, like, I was promoting him so much. You probably know some of this stuff. I can't wear it anymore. I have this.
I was designing T-shirts for him at the
Like,
time.
I have these bloody.
Bloody.
You got me using your language. I have these stupid sweatshirts.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
I can't wear that shit anymore.
It's nice though. Yeah,
They're
but
nice.
I've got it. But it's like you put it on and you go. So, again, you know, I've got 2 T-shirts in my it's my bedtime drawer, because it's the DC 10 and Xenu, you know, and it's not going to be that T-shirt.
No. I love those sweatshirts when I got them, but as soon as I found this out, they went to the bottom of my closet. I dug them out just for this to show people.
I've got
like,
so much artwork in my Canva
Right?
account from all of it. You know, that I was going to be. I designed some stuff. I sent it all in for him to look at. I was doing a Demons Did It thing.
He was helping me originally, like setting up my Twitch stream and learning.
Yeah.
I didn't end up using it, but learning OBS or whatever that software is. Like, we actually were communicating about this stuff, and he was in my Discord. As a matter of fact, when everybody started joining it, more recently, when you joined in and a few others, I was scrolling up, and I forgot to pull that, but I saw like some of his stickers up in there and stuff because I banned him and kicked him when this all happened. And I was like, oh shit, his gross stuff's still in here. And I was like, delete, delete, delete. Like, I saw he was still in there, and I was like, oh, it made me sick. Like, just his emojis being in there, right?
Like, you know, I have one person who I was talking to with about it because everyone else had shunned me. And I was so emotional. I mean, that person, you know, thank you for helping me make the decision. I'd made 2 videos. I'd done 2 because I was so like, how do I do this?
Yeah.
You know, and I made these 2 videos. I put them on private and I sent them to her and I said, where are we going with this?
Yeah.
Because I can either explode it or fucking just go, I'm not doing anything to do with this. That's the end of that. You know, there was two ways to do it. You know, she said, don't explode it, just fucking bosh it. You know, you're right. Just bosh it. You know, because there were literally like two ways to do it. You know, it was never a one. I'm going to defend Dave to the end of the earth. It was never that. It was. Don't come at me like that, Marilyn.
Yeah,
you know, and just escalating it. You know, sometimes you kind of do that, but it was. I was not well enough to do that. That was an absolutely no, you're not well enough. You are, you know, literally shaking me. You are definitely not well enough to do this. So I did that one and I left that video up for 6 months. Maybe 200 people gave a shit. So I took it down. It was there.
I mean, you took it down.
Marilyn had thousands of hits. She probably made, I don't know, $400 or $500 off all of that. I don't make anything off doing this. I'm not going to then spend 6 hours making video. It's like you have, that's it. I don't need to say any more than that. And I do find that weird on here, where people think you need to be saying it sorry over and over. So like every time I start a stream, you know, go, I'm sorry that I modded for Dave Echoplex.
I know. Like it's like they have the pitchforks out for people all the time over here. Like, you have to constantly, like, they put you up on the cross and you do, like, it's constant and it's like, what more do you want from us? Like, I don't know.
The crossbow.
Yeah.
You know.
I agree. It's the weirdest phenomenon.
All I'm doing is like, this is what you're doing. You do realize that's what you're doing, isn't it? That's all I'm doing. That's it.
I know.
For everybody. I mean, I could go, you know, I could be really fucking going for it, but I'm not. It's just, I've just focused on Aaron because I cannot be dealing with all of the other shit, Dave included. You know, this is really cathartic, actually. Thank you for letting me do this.
I'm glad. And you know what? I have to say, for me too, and I'm kind of glad it worked out that we met, actually, because I was like, how am I going to do this, and it's really hard, a solo thing. As you can see, I got emotional because like it's hard to talk about this, and I'm glad for
Yeah.
you too. Like it worked out this way because it is really something to talk about. Like, and even though we're coming at it from different ways, it's an emotional topic, right? Like it really is.
Yeah,
Like it's
yeah.
hard. It's not easy. It is really, really hard. It's just not easy. It is not. There's one more little part here I'm going to read, and then we'll just.
Sorry, yeah, again, yeah.
No,
I know we
it's
have
one
a
little
little-
piece, and we're done with the. It'll be over, and we'll get to the Verizon comparison number, and we're done with this nasty,
I'm gonna
nasty
do a
part
bong then.
that he lied. Yeah,
I'm gonna do a
get that. Yeah, get that hit. You'll get through this easier, I think. Okay. The defendant later told the UC not to worry. The defendant didn't care if the UC was not perfect because of inexperience. He told the UC to trust him and he'd have fun doing it. The UC then asked the defendant if he used condoms, and the defendant replied that he was allergic to latex and further stated that they didn't have to have intercourse. On November 15th, 2004, Verizon Wireless Inc. provided me with the subscriber information for the telephone number, and it matched everything. On the same day, I compared a color printout. So all it is saying is that they confirmed that it was Dave Linton and that this was all of his information. And then there's going to be some more chats. I'll just read some of these briefly. The UC asked the defendant, "You still home?" The defendant replied, "Yes, I am." The UC asked if the defendant's maid was gone. The defendant replied, "Yepers." The UC asked the defendant, "What else are you doing home today?" The defendant replied, "Well, my friend just called. He'll be here in 15 minutes. We're going to smoke a joint and chit chat." The UC asked the defendant, "Cool. Do you keep your pot at home? I'd be afraid if my mom would find it." The defendant replied, "Hee, my parents are cool." The UC asked the defendant if he had his own computer. The defendant replied, "Yeah, actually two." The defendant stated that if he had one computer in the garage, which he used, and that his other computer was a laptop, which I let everyone use. The UC asked the defendant if his room was in the garage. The defendant replied, "No, I just work on music out here." The UC then asked the defendant, "You're in the garage now?" The defendant replied, "Yeah." The UC asked the defendant what was in the garage. The defendant told the UC that the computer he does his music on was in the garage. The defendant then further stated, "Yeah, I chat on this machine too." The UC asked the defendant, "You got all of that in Fremont?" The defendant replied, "Yeah." Okay. On November 29th, 2004, the defendant conversed with the UC using AOL chat. During this chat, the defendant discussed meeting the UC on the upcoming Wednesday, December 1st, 2004. The defendant stated that, "I'd be down to shower with you, cuddle, kiss, suck, rim, maybe even fuck." When the UC asked what the defendant meant by rim, he stated, "Licking asshole." The defendant and the UC then discussed meeting at McDonald's restaurant near blah, blah, blah. And then there's more confirming of the information, and that was the U.S. Postal's report. So that's the end of that. So that was the whole conversation in a nutshell. I have the bigger conversation. I cannot read it. It is too much. It will be posted in the sources. It's just something that I cannot handle. For obvious reasons, that's just the Postal report that is part of his criminal case. Ultimately, Dave will plead down to, he has all of his stuff confiscated, obviously, in the warrants and stuff. He will plead down to, his plea agreement is, let me open it up. He agrees to plead guilty to the caption information charging him with knowingly possessing any material containing images of child pornography that have been mailed or shipped or transported in interstate or foreign commerce by any means, including by computer in violation of 18 USC, all those numbers. He agrees to elements of the offense and maximum penalties as are follows. The defendant knowingly possessed any material that contained images of child pornography, 2, that had been mailed, shipped, or transported interstate or foreign commerce, or produced using materials that have been mailed, shipped, or transported in interstate or foreign commerce by any means, including by computer. The maximum prison sentence was 10 years, maximum fine, $250,000. Maximum supervised release term, 3 years. Maximum special assessment, $100. Registered as a sex offender. He agreed to all that, signed off on it, blah, blah, blah. Now, what is interesting about... Yeah, go ahead.
So in the UK, we have a thing called SHARPO, SHPO. Go look it up. And then over there, you are on the sex offenders register. Is that a specific amount of time, or is that it? You are on it. Get over it.
We have Megan's Law in the U.S., and you are, as I understand it, I think it is supposed to be for life. I don't know how it works. Sometimes I think they can set it for a specific amount of time. Now, I have looked to see if Dave is on Megan's Law, and I have not been able to find him. I don't know if federal is different than other things. That is not something I've researched, but I did look to see if he's on Megan's Law, and I could not find it in California. So I'm not sure if that was something that happened as a condition of what he served in his parole or anything. Like Mike Tyson, for example. A lot of people don't realize that he's a registered sex offender, and he is. And he has to register every state he moves to and stuff. And a lot of people don't realize that he raped an underage girl when he was.
He did. Gosh,
yes.
That's going back a bit. You're going right back there.
Yes. But he's a registered sex offender, and a lot of people don't realize that. And they're like, rah, 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 Mike Tyson. But he is. And he has to register. So, yeah, that's an interesting question. But I did look for Dave. Have
to do then? So when Dave went and moved around in California,
he would have had to,
because he's in California, it's okay because then he's already just registered in the whole place, or does it?
It would register all in California, but I did look him up for California, and somebody else did at the time when I first found this, and we couldn't find him on Megan's Law. But so that's the one loose end I don't know about him. If he is a registered sex offender to this day, if he is on Megan's Law, but I did look for him and I couldn't find him on Megan's Law, so I don't know. That's the one loose thread I don't know about him. That's the one little piece. Now, what I can say is he did violate his supervised release. I have one of those. And he was not the greatest person when he was on his parole. Let me find that.
I thought he was all very good. And
he was not.
He got on with his parole officer, and the probation was okay, and it was all good.
No, he was quite a lazy fuck. No, he was quite a lazy little shit. Yep, I have that too. Here, this is right here, the petition summons under supervision. This is his possession of child pornography. It was a Class C felony. He got 6.5 months custody and 3 years supervised release. So they came to check on him.
Well.
Yes.
So when you say child pornography.
Yes. CSAM.
Where are we? Is that like?
He had one image. He had a whole bunch of adult pornography on his computer, and he had one image of Russian, I believe it was Russian underage. They didn't say what the age was of either one underage or two engaged in sexual activity together.
Okay.
Yeah, he did have CSAM on his porn of underage minors, yeah, under the age of 18. That's what he pled to. Mm-hmm. They blurred out, but it's in the court documents. Like they cut it so you couldn't see, but it's a blurred out black and white image of what was found on his computer, the CSAM. Of course, in court documents, they're not going to have, you know what I mean? But they have, what he was caught with. But okay, let's see. So let's see. We go down here. Oh, here we go. So his probation officer was Sonia Lapizio. And so she goes to visit him, because they have to check in on him. And she said, there is probable cause to believe that the offender violated standard condition number 5, which states in part that the offender shall work regularly at a lawful occupation unless excused by the probation officer. On October 17th, 2007, the offender notified me that he was fired from his employment at Panera Bread. And I don't know if you know that in the U.S., it's kind of like a sandwich shop. You can get sandwiches and soups and stuff like a a little bit above McDonald's and Burger King, like fast food restaurants. Like it's a little bit above those.
Okay.
On October
Okay.
25th, 2007, I spoke with the offender at his home and advised him that if he did not secure employment within 2 weeks, I would require him to perform community service work on a part-time basis. The offender stated at the
So he
time
was being really lazy then.
that he understood. So she comes back. On November 16th and December 14th, I spoke with the offender regarding his job search progress, and he indicated that he applied at several local businesses without success. She comes back on the 20th of December. I contacted the offender by telephone, and he advised that he submitted several applications at a local mall, but received no response. I directed the offender to register at One Stop Career Center to assist him in his job search. I also directed the offender to conduct community service work during the holidays and provided him with telephone numbers of local community service agencies. Well, let's see what Dave's up to on October 17th. She conducts an unannounced home visit at 12:30 p.m. At that time, the offender was not yet dressed, admitted that he had no plans to engage in employment search activities for the day. I asked the offender about his job search progress, and he indicated that he made no progress. I asked the offender if he conducted any community service work during the holidays, and he advised that he had not. I advised the offender that I would be notifying the court of his noncompliance in securing employment and disregarding the directive that he performed.
Why not do it though?
Well, he's going to tell you what it is.
Why-
He said that he's
Okay.
not performing community service. He said, it is what it is, and you do what you need to do. Does that sound like he's committed to this, that he was?
No,
He's not taking it serious. He didn't give two shits.
no.
She goes back again in 2008, the beginning of the year. I communicated with the offender's two separate treatment providers. They advised that the offender had a sense of entitlement and feels that he should not have to work as he derives sufficient income from mommy and daddy, his parents. Since his release from electronic monitoring on January 4th, 2008, the offender has been attending nightclubs with more frequency in hopes of becoming a music promoter. According to the offender's therapist and myself, frequenting nightclubs is inappropriate activity for the offender, given his drug abuse history and given the nature of underlying offenses. So there's that. That really made me mad too,
Okay.
because of the way he presented the whole situation. They were my greatest champions. I did everything right, and I was such a good little man. I was like, Like he really pulled the wool over everybody's eyes when this story came out, and I was like, hi, Lindsay. Yeah, he really,
Well, this is, as I said, it was the gaslighting thing
Mhm.
that was my flick the switch, and but it's way worse. I mean, like,
Lindsay, he is still on
It's,
YouTube and he is still on Twitch, but what he did, I went and looked at his YouTube to
I used to be his modeling.
I promoted him, Lindsay. My best friend helped him move. He really pulled one over on all of us. But he has.
That's another
Mhm.
incredible thing. I mean, the world is small, isn't it?
is.
Do you know what I mean? There's moments where the world is fucking small, and there it is.
It collides with us,
where
right?
The man, right? You know, we're seeing a man who's been telling us that he was in a domestic abuse situation and needed to be evacuated immediately. And as a community, we came together. We bought T-shirts. We gave him money. You know, we got the you know, together it was you know, we were doing this for him,
Right.
while all the fucking shenanigans was going on YouTube. We didn't give a shit about YouTube anymore because it was just so toxic.
Right.
You know, we were being positive and we were helping him, you know, and he got set up, and it took a while, you know, getting his room set up.
Mrs. J, I
and
remember
where
that. My
all
friend
should
helped him
be.
set up that room. I'm not even kidding you.
How is she? I mean, you know,
She can't even read the
'cause I-
document.
this happened to me, and you can all see this. What happened with me?
She hasn't
because
even
was
read
on
it. She
here.
can't deal with it. She can't. She just,
Yeah, I've
he
not
tried to
seen. I
text her a
haven't
couple
spoken to
months
him, so
ago
I
and she
haven't.
just won't even answer him because he wanted to tell her about the new project he's
That's
working on. She's like, I can't even answer him. I don't want to deal with it. She just like ghosted him basically. Like, I just don't even want to, she can't. It's so hurtful to her. She trusts me, right? I'm one of her best friends. So she took the information from me, processed it, and she just doesn't want to see it, right? Like, out of sight, out of mind, because of things that have happened to her. Like, you just can't deal with this and process it, right? It's hurtful, right? How do you process something like that?
I'm processing again because as I said, I'd really put a big, hard stop there. And also the fact that because I'd made the stand that I'd made, I lost a whole community of people. Two, in fact, because you had Dave's community over on Twitch,
Sure,
and then we had our community in Discord.
it's a lot. Well, and the other thing about his case too, and it would take me a lot to read through it, but that's why I'll put the documents there. But there's another part in there too where he agrees to sexual offender treatment. He signs off on it with his parole, and conditions, and then actively fights against it and says no, and they submit things, and he doesn't go through with it. He only goes to treatment for, I believe it's, and don't quote me here because you have to look at the documents, and it's in there, for something like sex addiction or something, like basically like that, but not sexual offending treatment, like being, like into that. But there's a whole nother section on that too, and it's the documents I have there too, like basically like writes that all off too. So the whole story he weaved for everybody is nothing like what he told. It is just a whole tangled kind of weave.
As I said, he was catfished.
Yeah,
that's how he portrayed it.
it's not true at all. No, nothing. It's all.
And you've just told me that that's not true. There we are.
Yeah.
And
it's
he has to live with that.
He does.
He has to tell the truth, really.
He really does. And it's his cross to bear. And
if I don't, you can support whoever you want. Do you know what I mean? It's like, go and support whoever you want. But here is the person you're supporting.
And this is what he's done. There you go. Right?
If you go and
yeah, Lindsay, you're absolutely correct. Yeah. The rate of reform is practically zero. Exactly. And I don't know if you were here, Lindsay, before when I was talking about it, because it took me a while to read some of the stuff. But I worked with, I was a counselor, and I think you do know that. I was a counselor, and I worked with children and teens up to age of 21 because of, mental faculties or whatever. And I worked with those that had perpetrated and those that had it done to them as well. And I could only do it for a year because it was just heartbreaking and crushing. Hi, Bunny. And it was so hard. And my children were young at that time, and just coming home and the weight of it on you, right? But it was kind of like, if we can break the cycle then, because some of them were sexually abused then, right? Like they had it perpetrated against them, and then they would do it. So if you try to break that cycle right then and there, right? Like if we can nip it in the bud here, then hopefully they don't keep actively offending, right? And then we had the ones who had it perpetrated on them as well. And I don't want to talk about that family again too. If I do, I'll break down the colors of the room again. That's one of the worst cases in PA, but it's just utterly gutting, right? It was just, and so like Dave, when I found out about this, and I wanted to throw up. And so like, this has been really cathartic to deal with this, and meeting you, Mrs. J, who would think, it just, it's been.
Yeah, I mean, it was an unexpected surprise, wasn't it? It was for both of us, really, because it's only been a month or so, isn't it?
Oh, thank you, KT Peta.
And I'm glad you read it to me. And when you said to me, when we first talked about this, and you said, you did the right thing.
You did.
I was still at the point though, I was still, because of what had happened and everyone shunning me everywhere.
Yeah.
I was like still at that point of like, did I do the right thing? And you saying that I did the right thing was a good part of that book, and today has been great. Not great,
I think that's I know what you mean, right? And I'm glad it'll close the chapter for you. Yeah.
It's a definite, and I thank you. Thank you.
I'm glad
very
I could
much
help in
for
that process and journey, because I know it's been rough on you. And I watched a lot of that go down, but I didn't know you, and I wish I could have been there at that time. But at least I can now, and we can close that chapter now, right? At least it can be.
Yeah.
It's
been a big surprise, and I hope that people, whether you have a channel or don't have a channel, share some of this, and show the world that it's not okay.
Yeah, exactly.
And there's only so many I say it's not okay a lot about a lot of things. It's really tough sometimes, because I find stuff and it's like, what the fuck, and this is this needs sharing, and we're not here to do it in the Marilyn style, where I will come on again and we'll go over it for another 2 hours, and I come over again.
Absolutely not.
For another 2 hours. It's none of that. It's not going to be any of that. This is it.
No, it's way too painful to do. I mean, it was hard just to get through. I mean, if people go back and watch us from the beginning, I mean, it was very hard to do,
Yeah.
It wasn't easy.
Yeah, it wasn't easy. No. But I knew it had to be done, and I realized, I said, I thank you for doing that for me, and that means a lot.
I thank you for being here with me too. It means a lot too. Like, it wasn't, I don't think I could have done this alone. I was willing to do it alone. Certainly, I was going to push through one way or another, but you made it much easier, because having somebody there when I was reading that was hard. I haven't read files like that since I worked with children, and teens.
Yeah.
So it was hard.
Yeah, I had that. That was very hard. And appreciate that you did it, because I wouldn't have been able to do it. I know I wouldn't have been able to do it. I wouldn't have been able to do it. It hurt a lot how I was treated by all of that.
I'm really sorry that happened to you, and hopefully going forward, people hearing this and knowing
how
that
it is.
Well, but I hope that when they listen to this, they take a different perspective, and they will see the truth of it, and that you were not alone in this. It happened to more than one person, right? It happened to my best friend.
Yes, thank
it
you.
happened to another good friend of mine, right? It happened to me. You weren't the only one snookered by him, for lack of a better term, So hopefully they take that away from that. And I do thank you for all of that, Mrs. J. I'm not going to put Mrs. J on the spot here. She can leave anytime she wants, but I saw Bunny Fufu had a question. I won't involve you. This will come just from me, but Bunny Fufu had a question I want to answer why they're here. So they're wondering about that page. Okay, go ahead. You do that. So I'm wondering about that. Yes, babe.
You need anything from the store?
You're going to the store right now? Just tea, maybe green tea if you get tea. A dog and cat treats. That's the only thing I forgot to get from Chewy. Sorry, my husband. Bunny Fufu. So I'm kind of wondering about, snookered is a good term, about that page lady. She seems to be getting really involved in some chats. I understand the warning. Real quickly, Bunny Fufu, I will tell you, I do have some videos about her. There's 3 of them. Her name, and I don't know if this is her real name. She goes by Chris Brandenburg. That's how I came to you. I knew her as Chris Brandenburg. She, for about a year, she followed, she was a friend of ours. Well, I thought she was a friend of mine over on Twitter. We had an informal group known as Balls Gang. Some people don't use that name. She came into our group over there. Maybe she was there for about 2 years. I'm not really quite sure. Anyway, she came into our group. We had a group DM chat over there. We held Twitter spaces. She seemed fine enough. She made friends with all of us. She seemed like quite a nice lady, a little needy at times, whatever, but our group's dynamic, whatever. So she disappeared. She was supposed to do I was hosting a 24-hour, what do you call it? A 24-hour stream to help my friend Poker and Politics. He covers like conspiracy theories and whatnot and QAnon. And he needed some money. He had some bad accidents. And she was supposed to do a thing covering ex-Scientology for me for that event. And she said she had fallen and had some kind of accident. And I was like, oh gosh, Chris, I hope you're okay. And she just disappeared. And she kind of ghosted our whole friend group over on Twitter at that time. You okay, Mrs. Jack?
Can I ask what was the date around that, please?
I can actually look. Let me look at my Twitter messages. Hold on one second. Let me pull that up real quick. Let me look at my DMs. Oh, I have a good friend of mine. Let me scroll. Let's see. Twink Smokes. That would be May 30th of 2025.
Do you want to say what the accident was?
All she said to me was, let me look because I can read. She said she tripped over a dog on a tile floor. She didn't land on her chin and she really apologized, but she could barely talk and the screen hurt for more than 10 minutes.
So it's almost as if she cut and paste that.
Isn't it? It's quite weird and quite odd.
And she told it to me in March 2026.
Yes, and she told other friends a similar story too.
Tripping over the dog in the bathroom in 2026 over a towel.
Yes.
I'm happy to share that if we get to that point.
Isn't it odd?
Isn't it weird? It was exactly the same accident. I was like, oh, it's the same accident.
Isn't it? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So she ghosted me after I said, oh my gosh, Chris, I hope you're okay. And I didn't realize that she had blocked me, right? And I'm going to lead up how to.
You might block me now. She's not blocked me already.
That's because she's really mad because we figured out who she is. So
yeah.
So fast forward, I go to Blue Sky and somebody had commented on a post that Chris and I were involved in because, again, I was under the impression we were friends. Apparently, she hated my guts all this time. Somebody had commented on a thread that Chris and I had been discussing on Blue Sky. And I was like, she blocked me, whatever. Then I noticed she had blocked me on Twitter too. And I was like, okay, odd, but she had blocked me before. No big deal. Didn't think about her. A couple months go by. And meanwhile, the Shotzi Page, right, character has been stalking and harassing me, Mina, and K2. Really weird over on YouTube. And we've been trying to figure out who they are for all this time, right? Almost a whole year. So fast forward, and my friend over on Twitter messages me and is like, hey, there's some stuff going on, with the Trump administration and benefits and stuff. Would you be up for a benefit doing something with Chris and our other friend? And I was like, Chris who? Because I had forgotten what Chris she was talking about. And she said, Chris Brandenburg. And again, I don't even know if this is her real name, right? Because she's done so many crazy things. I don't even know if this is her real name. It could be, gosh knows how many other groups and, things she's infiltrated. And I said,
can I say,
yeah, go ahead.
Thing. So in the UK, we don't ever say the full name. It's like something we don't do. It's something you guys do in the States. And so if I would be talking about her, I won't be saying her name because that's just who I am because I'm in the British side. But obviously, you do what you need to do. But I just want to say that because I think it's important that again,
you're fine.
American.
Absolutely. Well, see, we create us, if I would doxing would be if I said her address, if I said her phone number, Like if I actually knew this was a real person, right? This is creating a digital footprint because she left a trail of breadcrumbs, so to speak. Now, if I were to say her, I don't even know her phone number. If I said her phone number, her real address, if I knew it, if I details where somebody could find her, hunt her down, things like that, right? That's where our laws come into place in the U.S.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
This is
So,
important.
but I know UK has a lot different. Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys are a lot different than us. So where was I? Oh, so my friend, says this to me, and I said, I wasn't going to bring this up, but I found out she blocked me, yada, yada, go, forward. And I said, of course I can't do a 24-hour thing or anything for her or our other friend, but if something comes up, let me know. And I will certainly do a segment for it, because I'm not some evil person who wouldn't want to help somebody regardless, right? I would still do a segment if somebody did this fundraiser stream. So that goes on. And fast forward, I'm doing the Satanic Temple series. I have this huge thing, interviews and stuff I'm doing, and it takes quite a couple months, and I'm editing and doing it. It's like a couple part series. And I really don't have a lot of time to focus on Shotzi Page. I have a lot of stuff going on. Fallout happens with DOA and all that shit happens. Taylor and Nicole leave our group that were really good friends. They go to the DOA side. I'm sitting and I'm thinking on friends and people and betrayal and this stuff. And I start going through my old DMs on Twitter, and a light bulb goes off, that ex-Scientology stuff. And I start looking at Chris's stuff, and I start comparing different things, right? And I start looking at all the screenshots we've been collecting from this person named Shotzi Page. And I'm like, huh. And all the dots just started falling in place. And I'm like, it's her. I create Vivian Rutledge, which is an exact copy. If you're following the Vivian Rutledge page, it's me. I explain that that's me. So I try to give Shotzi Page an out. Like, I'm trying to give her, I know who you are. Stop this. Like, please quit attacking our friends group. Like, you're hurting Balls Gang, like our friend on Twitter, right?
So was that around February?
I can tell you when I created that, because I really tried to give her an out. I did.
Well, the reason why I'm saying that is I think it was around then that she started messaging me. That's why I was wondering.
Let me look at the account. I can tell you the date I created it.
She'd been laying the land for a couple of years, but I obviously, when you moderate, guys,
yes,
you can check the person to see if how long they've had the account. And everybody.
December 2025, I created it. But I didn't really start using it a lot until probably December-ish, like probably January. I probably started using it a lot. Mm-hmm.
Hence why the February she started dipping the drips.
Yeah, because I really wanted to give her a chance. Like, I was like, come on, I know it. And she did know it was me, right? She knew it was me because she's not dumb. And I was really trying to give her a chance. Like, just stop, back off. Do whatever you want over here. Quit harassing, quit stalking us. You're hurting our friend group over there. Like, some of them know already. Like, I told them, Chris is stalking us over here. Like, I don't even know if that's her real name. Like, all of this stuff, right? Like, I told like at least 6 people knew over there. This is what she's doing. This is who she is over there. I'm trying to give her an out, right? Like, I was really trying to be kind, right? Like, giving her an out, but she wouldn't stop. Like, it was consistent. She just kept hammering.
But I'm getting the opposite. I'm getting the opposite. I'm getting, they are targeting me. They're stalking me. They're harassing me. And that's everywhere. Those comments are everywhere. I'm seeing them because I, as you know, I'm a bit of a lone wolf, especially after what happened a couple of years ago, and I'm like a little butterfly. I just kind of fly, and if I can go in a chat and I feel comfortable, I will. If I just want to watch, I just will.
Yeah.
And she was fluttering everywhere, talking about Mina and yourself and K2.
K2, yeah. Mm-hmm. Good Kenny. Yeah, but K2's yeah.
And it was not logical in the conversation.
No.
It was a statement. Didn't do anything to her. People were talking. It was a statement. People were talking. When you moderate, as long as I have, you spot patterns in things, especially when it comes to really bizarre there is no need. This hasn't even been discussed. Why are you bringing it here? Situation. Yeah, so she started messaging me in the February, and it was almost as if she was mirroring what was wrong with me.
Yeah, she did. She's very good at that. We watched her do it over here before we knew who she
coming
was.
in, and of course that was a huge red flag immediately. I mean, I've been dealing with OSA for fucking 5 years.
Sure.
You know, right? So you know, and I automatically go, everyone's fucking OSA, and I go from there.
It's good to be skeptical, right?
It's a good way to start your day. You know, if that's what that is, I don't know what I'm doing. Anyway, so I was getting these huge long emails, and it was like, who are you? You know, I you know, and then it was like, let's talk. I'm going to give you my phone number, and she sent me this number.
That's weird.
So I then said, right, I've got to sort it all out. Already had sorted it out, if I'm honest.
Yes,
because Lindsay had helped me with that part sorting out, because she does things differently to me, so I had to learn a new sorting out way of speaking to people.
Sure.
And so Lindsay did that, and I told Paige that, and I said, let's do tomorrow. No, cancelled. Let's do cancelled. Cancelled. But she's telling me her fucking life story.
She does love bombs with life story, weird stuff.
And it's like, okay, if you're brought up in a Nazi cult, okay, well, there's nothing I can do about it. I can't do anything about that you were brought up in a Nazi cult. So when it was all matter of fact, it was, this is what happened. This is what happened. I hope you don't mind. I'm going to tell you anyway. This is what happened. And I was just, it was just red flag after red flag after red flag. And then she had the audacity to turn around and have a go at me, because I was the only person, apart from one other person she'd given her phone number to, which is a disappearing email. I've never seen it happen before, but she sent me a disappearing email.
That's very strange. I've never seen that either.
Yeah, it was really weird. It was like I couldn't screenshot it. Sorry, Paige, I did try. Which she knew that. She knew that. That's why she did that.
She'll pull it out of her briefcase.
But you know, but I don't get your. Paige, I don't get what you're doing here. I have watched you through the chats. As I said, as a moderator, you can see shit, and I'm sorry, but I did see everything that was going on with you, Paige, because you were like a fucking butterfly and appeared out of nowhere. My account, ignoring Dianetics, everybody, because she's full of shit doing this 3 years, my account was blown up however long ago it was because of porn bomb. I was porn bombed, so I lost my original account. Hence why I've got, you know, this one now.
Yeah,
you know, that's what happened there, and there we go. Paige, your account, when you first started communicating with me, love bombing me, your account was a month old, and I immediately went, "You're full of shit."
It immediately sets off red flags, right?
That was the beginning of it. So that's why I wanted to have a conversation with you, Paige. You know, you kept cancelling. I didn't cancel. You cancelled. You cancelled, Paige. And then I have a conversation with the lady above, and it was all it was like the stars aligned.
Exactly.
It was a moment that just happened.
It was a perfect timing again, like this Echoplex thing, right?
Yeah,
just the stars aligning.
Yeah, and that, you know, and we had a conversation, and when we discovered that we'd been sent exactly the same email a year apart, that was the last nail in the coffin.
Exactly, and it helped a lot too, because we had put out all of our receipts, right? We had done that whole 4-hour thing, and then after speaking to you, I was like, because Katie Pita brought up, she was like, well, how do you, like, when people ask you these things? And I'm like, well, if you don't understand the pieces of Balls Gang and like Jim Stewartson world, it's hard because everybody over on
Yeah, I had
Twitter,
no clue about any of that.
right? And everybody on Twitter understands that world. But you helped bring this part of the world, that piece into it to say, no, this really is her, right?
Yeah.
This is what she has been doing. And I still don't know why, though, because
Yeah.
we did no harm to her over there. And these stories that she's telling, nobody did anything to her over there, Mrs. J. Like Mina didn't, K2 didn't. I was kind as can be to her. I honestly don't know.
She's targeting Mina. She's specifically targeting Mina, I would
And I
say.
don't,
That's
Mina never did
sickening, isn't
anything
it?
to her either
Yeah,
over
yeah.
there. Like, I don't know what like happened. I like where the stalking came, like, cause we watched her over here, right? Like we watched Shotzi page form, like from her first month over here, because she immediately started targeting, right? So it was like, where did this account come from?
Yeah.
It's brand new. And it is just hammering, 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 hammering. And it was like, why? Why are you like accusing me of being a secret Satanist? Like the stuff behind my walls, like it's like Bernie Sanders holding a flaming sword, Fraggles, Wonder Woman, and she accused it of having secret satanic symbols and that I changed it. Like I secretly changed these. These have been up here since I set up my office. But that was a theory about me she spread. Like, why? Like it was all these things happening. And I was like, when I found out it was her, I was like, this cannot be a person I knew over on Twitter and that I thought was a friend, right? I was like, what world are we like? I generally don't know what to think, right? Like it was. So that's your answer in short form, Bunny Fufu. I'm sorry I went on so long, but it's still, we're still trying to grapple with it.
I hope it kind of ties it up what happened, really.
Right.
And you know, I'm not one for sharing emails, but I had to at this point because it was my email that you shared and everybody, because it was the same. We were getting the same emails and stuff, and she needed to know, and I didn't want to uncover her to a point where, you know, I was going to be plastering shit like I do with Marilyn, and when any of that, do you know what I mean? It's not a Marilyn situation. It was a why have you chosen me to be the person you want to talk to? What was your decision in choosing me?
Yeah.
You know, that was my thing, you know. And as I said, the account being a month old when I first checked into it, I was like, yeah, I know who you are. You're not who you say you are.
And I think it's a good wrap up too for our story together, because for me, I don't want to deal with her anymore, right? Like I did that last video and that was our fight and bond, right? Like and she wants to keep fighting because she says she's opened up this briefcase, and we have to keep, because it's almost gotten to the point like where you have to keep track of some of these people, because like if it escalates or things get a little too wonky, right? I'm not saying she's going to, but you kind of have to for certain things just in case, right? But like I've had my last say on her. Like I put that last video out where I finally felt good and I had like, I got my words out I needed to, right? I had my like last words with her. Yeah. It definitely
great video, you know. It was a great video. It was a great video and well put together, and I applaud you for that.
And it helped me like and it definitely confirms like there's no denial that she is that person, right? That's Chris, you know. It is the person I said, Shotzi Chris, that's what I call her. But it confirmed it for me, and I was like, I had my last row at her. I got to say what I needed to say. All that anger and rage I've had for you stalking and harassing us for a year, I got it out. I feel good. It's all gone and I'm done with her. Right now, this is a closing of a chapter. Everything's done for us. And I think that is a nice way for us to like kind of tie a little bow around all of these, right? We've got Dave done and we've got Shotzi Page done.
And I thank you. You know, again, thank you very much.
Yes.
You know, I appreciate it.
Yeah, it worked out quite well.
Yeah.
It did.
Has anyone, before we quickly go, has anyone got any other questions?
Does anybody down in chat have, I don't have background, like I know some people put their and I have to learn how to do that. I think it's quite brilliant that I've seen, I don't want to say Marilyn, but I've seen Nora has her mods in the back. I don't know how you guys do that backstage stuff where they star comments and stuff. I don't, and the questions and stuff, but if anybody has questions for us before Mrs. J leaves, and I actually, if anybody wants to stay around after Mrs. J leaves, I'm going to have Judy's going to come up, and I don't know if KT, I saw KT down in the comments. I don't know if K2 and Mina are going to come up, but we are going to discuss Crackhead Kenny has been calling us pedophiles. He started it yesterday. quite outright. So we're going to discuss him a little bit and play that clip. So after Mrs. J leaves, so that he doesn't come after her, we're going to discuss that. Keep her separate from that.
Yeah, sure. You know,
you don't need any heat from that side, so we're gonna let you bounce out of that. So does anybody have any questions before Mrs. J leaves, or any comments?
Yeah, come over to my channel and have a look how I do things.
Yes, let me post your thing again. I did have
side.
it. Hold on one second. I've posted it a couple times. I don't know if the mods.
Don't be angry with me.
Nobody's going to be angry with you. You say what you want, and we listen. Have you seen how much the people hate the Sticker Chick crew? Please, nobody's going to be mad at you. They hate us.
Well, yes, I have.
They can't stand us. Believe me, Mrs. J. They can't stand us. We get it. We get it. They hate us. But we're like, love us or, they hate us. Okay, there we go. There's Mrs. J's channel again. Please go subscribe, support her. She has some great videos over there. Oh, there's a question from KT PETA. Do you remember? Okay. There you go. Can you see it? Do you remember when they were doing
but I can do.
the Nerdy Bunch? How kind they were and caring, so concerned and supportive. Look at them now. What happens?
So the Nerdy Bunch was Clearwater Chad, Juliana Bittencourt, Marilyn Honig, and Denver Stevo. Denver Stevo is over on Reddit now because he's fucked the whole, doesn't want anything to do with anybody on YouTube, basically. Julia Bittencourt probably left the community maybe a year and a half ago now. It had a massive effect on her, what Marilyn did to her in particular. It had a effect on us, me and Juliana Bittencourt not actually communicating, because I was afraid that she was still in the Marilyn camp. So we didn't talk for 6 months, but we sorted it out. But she got to the point where it was just too much for her and she left the community. Clearwater Chad, if you don't know Clearwater Chad, I think he thinks he's funny.
I don't know any of these people, so I'm just taking it all in. Hi, Angie.
He's still in the Aaron camp, because I think he still thinks 250,000 subscribers are going to back his comedy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. The Nerdy Bunch, you can find them on Marilyn's channel if you want to go back and look at the history of it. But I highly, highly, highly recommend, if you are going to do some history search on this, go back to the M and M videos, which is Michelle Carpenter and Marilyn.
Okay.
Michelle was the very first person Marilyn really, after love bombing the fuck out of her for a good year, because of the Aaron situation that was developing in the Discord, the two of them parted ways, and Marilyn really went after Michelle. And Michelle left the community now, maybe 2 years now. Yeah, she's a lovely lady.
That happens Marilyn to a lot,
was
right?
Too much for her. It was too much for her. Marilyn was just, and that was I think when Michelle left was probably the start of me really fucking going for it, because I'd had enough of people being lied about and stuff. Michelle was one of them. But yeah.
Jeez.
There you go.
Well, I'll have to learn about that some other time. I'm glad.
Right.
Great chat. Anybody else? We all good? You got everything for?
Thanks
I'm glad
for having
everybody.
me.
It was a great. Mrs. J. Anytime. It was a lovely talk, but not these subjects, right? We got this one done.
Yeah, no.
These are
gosh.
closed.
I've gone through this kind of emotional roller coaster.
Right.
Yeah, but I'm now ending it where I'm going to walk away and feel like I've like you said, I've tied a bow, and I'm hopefully answered some questions for people, what they thought about me, who I am, and so on. And I appreciate everything that you're all doing on the work that you're putting into things, and it's appreciated, and everybody Happy Friday. It's Friday, isn't it? It's Friday. Isn't
Yeah, it is. Yes.
Yeah,
I
Friday.
appreciate you too, Mrs. J. I
Friday.
appreciate you coming. Yeah. So I'm going to send our invites to the other people coming on. If you want to stay around and see what the other side's been saying about us, you can. I'm going to go to the restroom and play a song as an interlude while we get set up
Well,
for the next part.
I'll ask the chat. I'll go off camera from this point, but I'll ask the chat. You know, if you would like me to stay and have a conversation, please. You know, that's fine, because I can be really honest here. I've only seen these guys maybe 6 times, 7
Oh, you
times.
can stay if you want to hear Crackhead Kenny and see us talk. I don't care if you could stay, Mrs. J. I just didn't want you to get wrapped up because he can be a little brutal. I didn't know if you wanted to stay. You're more than welcome to stay. I don't care.
Oh, I'm happy to stay. I'm happy to stay. I'll be, you know, I'm happy to, but I will go off camera. But it'd be nice.
All right. Well,
Nice to
I'm
meet
going to
Judy.
mute up
He probably
and put a
thinks-
little song
yeah.
on that Rose Petal found for me, because it's kind of a kick-ass song, so I can go to the restroom and put the invite in our chat here for Judy and K2 and Mina if they want to come up, because I got to go to the bathroom, and Judy's our Spitfire, but I have to take a restroom break and get a drink real quick, so I'm going to put this song on right quick for everybody while I go to the restroom. Sorry, I didn't get the song right. You ready just yet? I was getting the invite set out. Let me get this YouTube pulled up here real quick. I saved the song from Rose Petal, then I'll get my drink and go to the restroom. Okay, let's see. Where is it at? Saved it. I know it is in my playlist. Oh, wrong. No, stop. Okay. No, I don't want to play you. It's in my play later. Okay. I think now, because I'm panicking because I really have to go to the bathroom because I said it. Okay. Watch later. Maybe it's my watch later. Watch later. Oh, there it is. There we go. I found it. Make sure that's up. Share. Oh, no. Too big. Why is it showing that? I didn't mean to share full screen. Hold on. I messed up. Technical difficulties. Hide. Okay. Nope. Now I'm thinking about going to the restroom too much. Share screen. Oh, I lost my tab, guys. I need to calm down. I'm freaking out, man. I'm freaking out. Too much water. Okay, I got it back again. We're cool. There we go. Aha. Okay.
You keep circling the line, like you're waiting for me to cross it. You don't understand. I am the line. You toss coded shots like I won't decode the syntax. Soft little swings wrapped in metaphors mismatched. You call it subtle, I call it scared to be direct. Every word half-aimed like you're afraid of the effect. You broke at a pulse just to see if it reacts, then dress it as art when you don't want to stand on facts. You want me to guess now, read between the scenes. Every fracture in your phrase and thinking out what you mean. You built up attention but you won't let it land. Throw a spark, put your hand back, hope I don't understand. But I do, and that's the difference between you and me. You flirt with the flame, I decide what it'll be. So say it plain, don't lace it in disguise. Don't hide your aim and aesthetics. precise lines. If you've got a problem, don't blur it, define it. You want a war, then step out and sign it. You want a war? Say it with your chest, don't whisper in code. Don't send half a shot, then pretend you don't know. I don't swing wild, I align and I strike. Every word calibrated, every hit precise. You want a war? Then understand what you're asking me for. I don't just answer, I rewrite what you started the war for. I don't bark loud, I let silence do damage. Let you overextend, then I snap the advantage. You chase reactions, I construct outcomes. You throw a tantrum, I dismantle the sum. You think it's chaos, not a pattern intent. Every bar is a blade with the place it was meant. You improvise pressure, I design where it lands. You're swinging in fog, I'm drawing the plans. You want me angry? That's the trap that you set, but I'm colder than that. I don't waste what I get, I don't lash out, I layer, compress and release. By the time that it hits, you're already deceased. So don't play coy, don't blur the attack. Don't hint at a strike, then immediately backtrack. You wanted attention, congrats, you got that. Now answer the question, are you built for the backlash? You want a war? Say it with your chest, don't whisper in code. Don't send half a shot, then pretend you don't know. I don't swing wild, I align and I strike. Every word calibrated, every hit precise. You want a war? Then understand what you're asking me for. I don't just answer, I rewrite what you started the war for. This isn't noise to me, this isn't rage. This is language sharpened into consequence. You play with implication, I deal in impact. You hint the damage, I make it exact. So if you want conflict, don't flirt with the edge. Step in, stand still and say it again. You want a war? Then stop with the half-reads theatrics. No more little riddles, no more dramatics. You want a war? Then understand who you're stepping toward. I don't lose control, I weaponize it and call it an art form. You wanted a reaction, now you've got my attention. Be careful what you escalate, I don't just respond, I end it.
I have one more song while we wait for everybody to come on. Give me 1 second, one moment here. Here we go.
Can I ask, have you got it on a separate channel?
I do not think you want this side of me.
What was that, Mrs. Joy?
Sorry, my fault. Do you have it on a separate channel, or do you do your music on a separate channel?
No, my friend Rose Petal, she's down there. She sent me these, yeah. These two songs because she was like, I think these are really fitting for you. And I was like, boy, do you know me? These are like perfect for me. So I thought, well, we all have an interlude and get a little drink and relax. And I'm waiting for Judy to get figure out how to get on here. Judy, did you see the link in our live chat? And the one I sent you, you can join now, Judy, if you figure out the restream link. I sent it. It's in the live chat. And I also DM'd it to you as well, Judy. Whenever you're ready, girl. But I'll play this song as everybody's getting ready, and I'm waiting for you to join. And then everybody get their drinks and whatever you need. K2, you're welcome as well. It's all in the YouTube live chat. And Mina as well. I don't know if she's still doing the driving test or not.
I stay calm for a reason. Do not confuse that with me being unsure. Yeah. You watch me stay composed and call it weakness. That was a bold little misunderstanding. You thought I would keep smiling while you kept testing the edges.
I'll watch the dogs.
But I know.
Oh, yeah, we're just.
K2, your mic's on. I can hear you doing stuff in your garage.
Oh, yeah, we're cleaning out the garage. And I was like, hey, he's like, how long do I have to watch the dogs for? I'm like, well, until we're done with this, unless you want me to watch the dogs and you can do this. And he's like, oh, we are totally cool. He's 16.
Oh, here comes
so.
Judy too. All right. Here comes Judy. Hi, Judy. I'm going to finish this song while we all
Hello, Judy.
get ready here. Let me finish this song. I'm just getting Hunter ready. And then when the song's over, we can hit hot. Okay?
Yeah.
Exactly when patience stops being grace and starts being self-betrayal. I do not yell, I do not beg, I do not plead, I get quiet, then I get precise. There is a version of me that tries to understand. There is another version that stops translating disrespect into excuses. You are getting close to meeting the second one. You want me as a lesson, I'll stay cool because he does not need a warning label. I can be sweet without bending wrong. I can smile and still be finished. I do not need noise to make my point. I just need one clean decision and a reason good enough to make it final. Some folks keep poking calm people like calm does not have a bottom. Bless that education coming. You thought my restraint was the same as fear? No, honey, that was me choosing peace while peace was still available. But I have learned not every situation deserves the gentle version. Some moments need a woman who can look straight ahead, keep her voice smooth and change the whole room without raising it. Of control. That is what makes this worse for you. I have carried myself too far to let somebody careless pull me backward. I have worked too hard for this peace to let poor behavior walk through it muddy. So here is the kind warning, polished in plain. Do not mistake my calm for an invitation. Do not mistake my kindness for permission. And do not test a woman who already knows how much she can survive without falling apart. I do not think you want me as a lesson. I stay cool because I already know what fire can do. I do not yell, I do not beg, I do not plead. I watch, I decide, I move with purpose. And when I am done, I do not need a dramatic exit. I leave the lesson standing there with your name on it and my hands clean. I do not think you want me as a lesson. Not because I am harsh, because I am calm. And calm women who finally choose themselves are not easy to talk back into place.
Let's go, girls. Thank you, Rose Petal, for those songs, girl. It got me pumped. Judy, my friend, my love, how are you?
Hi, hi.
Judy. Hi, hi. Judy Chop Chop.
Hi, Judy.
So what's this bullshit that's going on that I hear about?
Wow. This bullshit is we are being accused of being pedophiles.
Random. Okay.
Yeah.
On the which basis?
Just
a thought that came into his head.
Yeah, you know. There's been polls today about us. I don't know if you've seen those.
Lovely.
Yeah, there have. Can somebody? I hate to ask Mark because she does everything. Can somebody drop those in the YouTube Discord so I can show the polls and the screens of his lives today that he has done as I play these two as well in the YouTube live chat? And we can listen to what KK said about us yesterday. I can play it so we can see what.
I'll put the big telly on.
Out of us. Somebody else. I heard a ding in my ear. No, okay, that was just me. All right, got my speaker set up here. Here we go. This was Kenny calling the sticker chick crew pedos allegedly, and he's going to say that a lot, but then not really. Here we go.
Vivian Rutledge. Vivian Cutledge. Vivian Rutledge likes little girls, allegedly. I heard Vivian Rutledge and Sandy B are into little girls, allegedly. Do you like little girls? How many little girls have you touched, allegedly?
I'm going to pause right there. That's a little gross, isn't it? Anybody else? Just because he says allegedly, right?
Not normal, and it's appalling, and it should not be normalized. And I can't believe anybody would support him.
Exactly.
And it's bullshit.
Right? Mm-hmm. Let's see what else he had to say. This clip is going to be about 14 minutes, so we'll probably have to pause a lot because it's quite fucking angering. All right, let's see what else KK had to say.
I'm just asking questions. Since you always like to accuse people of it, how many little girls have you touched? I'm just asking. Same shit you do, people, we can do you. I can do you. Say it is. How many little girls have you touched? Shelby, Stewie, whatever the fuck your name is today, Vivian Rutledge, Sandy B. Cup, Kenny Crackhead, Kenny, Jenny, whatever the fuck your name is today. How many have you touched, motherfucker? Huh?
Again, that's directly. Shelby, it should be all in the YouTube live. Thanks, Mer. Just because you say allegedly or just asking questions does not make this fucking okay. I am so sick of this bullshit from this guy. Let me remind everybody too, he has had an RO once. It's now expired. He has an anti-stalking order and he has a TRO on him currently. This is who is saying this shit. It's going to go quiet for a minute, but he comes right back. Where'd Judy go? She'll have to come back. She must have lost signal.
Don't know.
He'll come right back. Here we go. He's breathing hard. He's really worked up about this. He's also delivering groceries too and stuff from a store, working as he's doing this. Judy, can you hear us? I can hear you now. I brought you back. Can you hear? Judy? Judy. I can see your thing moving. I can hear you. I mean, I see you there. You're there. I'll keep playing. Maybe you'll come back. I can see you. Maybe drop and come back. Hold on one second. Maybe. Hold on one second, guys. I'm trying to help Judy. Drop and come.
Can you do that putting her volume up thing?
Yeah, that's what I just did. I put her volume up the whole way.
Yeah.
She's up the whole way. Her microphone's up the whole way.
It's us Europeans, Judy. That's what it is. We have shit internet over here.
Oh, hey, I get it. Semi-rural where I live. Okay, here we go.
Send it up. Bad luck, huh? Since y'all want to always accuse people of it, how many of you always the ones who always dedicate their time to so-called bust them, but it was all a lie. That's why they can't show who they are on a live. Yeah, we know. Spend all your time. What you up to? Huh? What you around here doing? You always worried about and accusing people of doing shit. What you doing? The one who always making accusations in the dark is the ones spying in the park. Is that you, Stewie? Is that you, Sandy B. Luck? I'm just asking, how many little girls have you touched? Because we all know what you like. I'm just asking, allegedly. How many little girls have you touched? How many kids have you touched allegedly? Huh? I'm Vivian Rutledge. I'm Sandy Bad Luck. How many little kids have you touched allegedly? I'm just asking questions. Like you, sedition hunters. I'm just asking questions, allegedly. How many little kids have you allegedly touched? Huh? I'm just asking questions. Vivian Rutledge. Axl Rose. I'm just asking questions, bitch.
Just allegedly asking questions.
Right? Just allegedly asking questions.
Yeah.
What? This guy's got two brain cells.
That whole Axl Rose thing, man, that was really mean what they did to Axl Rose.
Yes, wasn't
That
it?
was mean. I watched that in real life. I watched that in real time. I didn't like that at all.
No.
That's the only time I've been on Lost Talks panel. I just went up and went, what, it is that person. Why are you stringing this on? It was the weirdest thing to watch. It was like, why are you continuing something that's not there? Why are you doing that?
Exactly. And
there was nothing there.
I know. And Axl is really trying to, because we watched it happen too. Judy, can you hear us now?
Yes, I can hear you now. I get kicked out a few times.
You did that to me a lot as well, Judy.
Yeah. And we're talking about Axl Rose now because he just brought up Axl Rose's name. And we were talking about watching what happened to Axl Rose in real time. Because Axl had, I tracked Axl from way back, like in Kenny's chats, because we watch it, right? Because of stalking Mina and what he did to all of us too, but Mina more so. So we know the players in that chat, right? But Axl is really a kind person in that chat, right? And was trying to show him an old rap that he did. But he's so temperamental and mental at things like when people try to even be nice to him. And he was having this meltdown. And like, wonder why the guy can't get new chatters, right? The way he treated a chatter that had been there forever and tolerated his bullshit.
Well, didn't he think they were mocking him or making fun of him or something? Like he's just not bright enough to handle anything that could be perceived as criticism. Yeah, he just explodes. Right, Cracky?
Yeah, he can't handle the truth.
No. Mm-mm.
I
No,
just, I
and
want,
he's-
I wanted to tell Cracky. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Cracky,
No, go ahead.
if you're listening to me, it's not your fault that you were adopted. Okay, it's not your fault. You didn't do anything wrong, and you should always tell yourself that. Okay, because it's gonna make you feel a little bit better, probably. But I
Yes.
just wanted you to know, from the bottom of my heart, it has nothing to do with you, and it was actually a loving gesture. So that's all I have to
Correct.
say.
I agree with that.
Thanks.
No, that is
I
very
totally
true.
agree with that as well. She was being really sweet.
Right? And we've tried to do that a few times along the way.
And it was what was going on in the chat to encourage it, even though the chat knew she was being. It was, I didn't like that at all. I didn't like it.
and especially Jen. Jen knew who she was, who he was. She.
Yeah, Jen knew Axel. They had a great friendship, and she
Yeah.
let that happen.
Yeah.
Jen has no
Yeah.
excuses at all.
Well, I can say, on my part, that we've always had a good relationship online. I've got no issue with Jen whatsoever, none whatsoever.
Yeah,
Wow.
you told me that, Mrs. J, and I remember saying to you, like,
Yeah.
when we discussed Jen, I hold no ill feelings, even though, like, I don't like Jen at all. Like, she can, I'm sorry, Mrs. J, but she can go sack a bag of dicks.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely. We're allowed to have a different sort of
Right?
opinion
We
on
are.
things
Well,
because you have a different relationship with
We
her.
do.
but what would
Yeah, no,
happen,
it's just-
Mrs. J, what would happen if you went into his chat right now and told him to knock it off and he's being an awful human? What would Jen do?
Yeah, exactly. Okay, too.
That's a good question.
Yeah, as I said, I don't really go there much and stuff. I can only give you from just this one person over here. Do you know what I mean? And that's what it's been like for me. I've had no issue with Jen whatsoever. I've avoided the unfortunately going over to Kenny's because I don't like what's going on over there. I just don't go there. I just don't go there.
Yeah, maybe for the better.
I just don't.
No one blames you, believe me.
Yeah, that's not a chat to go into.
I think he said he's not letting anybody in anymore now. So
Yeah, I think his chat's on
You weren't
lockdown.
already in. It's closed. He doesn't want any more friends.
He's
Wants
close
to
for
go
friends.
anyway.
He's got all the
He
friends
is.
he needs.
Yeah. All right.
Like 3 of
Well,
them,
we made
I
it
think,
5
4.
minutes, guys. We made it 5
Woohoo.
minutes. Woo! 5 out of 14. And then I know Judy's got some choice words too for crackhead here.
Oh, good. I can't wait for this.
Huh? How many locker rooms have you filled in? Sandy Badluck, Vivian Rutledge. How many times have you okayed and condoned it? Huh? Sick man. You a sick man. Allegedly.
Huh?
Allegedly. Huh?
Sick man.
Huh?
Sick in the head, man. Since you always wondering what other people doing, what you been doing, huh? You always accuse people of stuff. Hey, how many kids have you touched allegedly? How many?
Why this really upset me, I hate to pause this again, but I knew, like, I heard this yesterday, and I've been working on this Echoplex thing for a while. And I also worked with children that were sexually abused and had been abused. And I knew I was doing this. And you saw my, I'm still upset, like, after having to read this. I'm sorry if I like get emotional or whatever, but like I had to read all that
No, it's
document, and
disgusting.
to be accused of these kind of things from that guy sitting down there in Louisiana on his recliner in his car is like really upsetting. Like it really is. And like when you keep saying these things, like accusing people of being pedophiles or predators over and over again, and just saying allegedly, and he's going to go from not saying that to outright accusing, like just directly, is he's sick. And like his chatters that sit in there and like condone this stuff just implicitly by being there is really fucking sick. Like,
What does that say of his chatters?
Yeah.
That says more about them than me. You know?
And he accuses Judy of incest with her son.
Oh, repeatedly. Also on Darren's stream, because I recall him, I dare to call him boss, because he's a toddler.
Well, so he needs validation.
And disgusting.
And this is how he's getting it.
Also.
By being vile.
So
sick.
sorry,
Like, right? He
Judy,
gets
that's
attention.
Yeah.
just horrible. That's just absolutely horrible.
It's horrible. Yeah, that's disgusting.
Right.
Without no, he has no proof for it.
No.
I'm happily married.
He doesn't
for
know what
almost
receipts
60, 40, 46 years. No, not mouth receipts. We don't do that. I want real proof. You don't say something like on the internet. Come on, how old are you? You should be ashamed of yourself.
It's disgusting. And he's done it repeatedly to Judy. And it's horrible. And like he's teaching, his nieces are there right now, and he's teaching them like to repeat Judy's name, like bye bye, Judy, Judy, bye bye, 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 bye. Yeah. Yeah.
I feel so sorry for that girl, because that girl has no clue what she's talking about.
Yeah.
It's horrific that he does that to his niece, and then tells to her.
So are we at the
Teach your
addiction
friends
stage
school.
then, rather
Teach
than
your
the
friends school.
outing stage? We're more at the addiction stage, where it's an addiction now, where it's a fun, enjoying the vibe of doing it, and it's creating a world of his own. Is that what we're saying here?
I don't know what
I don't know
is.
who's alleging it too, because he's like, is it true that allegedly? Well, who's alleging it? Idiot. Are you? Are you saying you're alleging it, or why are you asking if the allegations are true? Are you making them out of thin air, dipshit? That's just not how life works out here. Maybe in your recliner it works that way, but it doesn't work that way out here. And you're not going to win a medal for being the most vile, disgusting piece of shit. Even though that's how you get attention and validation, I promise you, if you stop, you'll get more rewards in other ways and more positive ways, and maybe your life will start to turn around. But don't listen to me. I'm just a dumb cunt here, and I don't know shit.
Yeah, we're all dumb cunts. No, we don't know shit.
Right.
But keep it up, Kenny. Keep it up. I've warned you, and I will do it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he called K2 Sandusky
do it.
today. And that's like in Pennsylvania, Penn State. Like I'm from here.
So
like we all know
stupid.
Jerry Sandusky and what that is. Like he tries to do these clever things, but that's just another pedophile case. Like he just keeps doing this stuff. And like it gets to the point where it doesn't mean anything, but it does. Like because of what we covered earlier in the stream.
Yeah, because it's like almost normalizes it when you have no reaction, you know?
And I've just quite reached the end of my tolerance for it, I think, today. And that's why I wanted to cover this at the end, because like I'm just at my wit's end with it, I think, with being called a pedophile. And like this gets really gross as well. We're 7 minutes. We have 7 more minutes of it. But I think I just
It is.
Yeah.
And we never, ever said something about his family.
No.
I don't recall that we ever said something nasty like that. You know?
I know. I can honestly
Never.
say, somebody's sitting on the peripheral vision of all of this and just having a little look here and there. I've never at any point seen anyone ever talk about his family.
I would never accuse him of doing anything like
Nobody's
this
done that.
ever.
Nobody has done that.
No.
Nobody. I think people talk about his wife, but I don't think that's this community. I think it's a different community.
Yeah, I would never accuse him of doing anything of this level. Like that's like that's like a serious allegation to make against somebody, right? Like
Exactly, Shelby.
Oh well,
yeah.
I know
Especially-
it. I know what it's like.
Yeah.
right. Mm-hmm.
It's horrible.
He needs mental help. He's not okay, and he shouldn't be on the internet.
Not doing this.
For all I care.
No, it's
So
getting
do you
to
think?
a level.
Do you think then maybe his chat needs to be, keeping him in check a little bit more, or
Yeah,
are we
I
at
think
the
they.
stage now where it's just the chat and him?
Yeah, because I know I have birdies around me too who whisper in my ear. Because I know some of his mods, how do you say it? They know, and they say, well, you know how Kenny is, and we don't like it, but what can we do about it? Well, leave him, I would say.
me
Well,
too.
that's
If
it.
you don't like
I
him.
think that's a really important thing there, Judy. You step away, and you know
Come
if
on.
you are looking at where you need to go afterwards, step away.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
the support is there if you need it. It's it's like a little mini cult again. It turns into a little thing, and you're scared to step
Yeah, and
away because you don't want to hurt the person's feelings. Well, your feelings have been
Yeah.
hurt, so step away.
Yeah, but they say a lot of things about me, and his
Sorry, I
chat
don't know about
cheers
this.
him up sometimes, and yeah, it's ridiculous.
Well, and
And they call
we
themselves
welcomed Axel
adults.
Rose into our chat after everything had happened. Axel apologized, right?
Yeah.
And we slowly,
Yeah.
if you can be respectful and everything in our chat, you're welcome here, right? And they've popped in several times, so we didn't hold that against them. So it's not like we
I
would.
think that probably is the first kind of real proper time that I actually popped into your chat was after what happened to Axel Rose, actually, because I saw that she was in there, and I started commenting in your chat, and we'd
Mhm.
only just started communicating at that exact point,
Sure.
I think, and maybe days of that. And I, as I said, I don't really go there much. It's if I need to know something or find out something, I'll sit and have a wander, and have a little scroll through to see what's going on. But to say that, that
You
you
can't
need to give your head a bit of a
out of the
wobble.
blue. What do you say?
You need
Sorry?
to give your head a bit of a wobble. If you're saying
Yeah.
stuff like that, if you want to create a rap song about somebody and be an absolute arsehole, create a rap song about somebody and be an arsehole. But there's no need to talk about things that aren't actually true, and then reiterating said point to make it valid.
Yeah.
Just no, you just don't, man. It's just this.
Yeah, he think it's totally normal to say. He think it's roasting. That's not roasting. That's defamation.
Yes, I've
Exactly
thought
And
that.
slander. What he's doing.
Yeah, I've seen that happen, and I have been watching on the sidelines, Judy. I have.
So go on, Kenny. I would say keep it up.
Well, and you guys have stronger laws overseas than we do in the U.S., right? We have things that we
Yeah.
have to, different
His
thresholds
channel
we
would
have
have
to
gone
meet.
Yeah.
in the UK. He would have lost his channel by now.
Yeah.
Straight back.
Ours is a little
So,
bit harder
Free
to
that
navigate.
Choice is his, and he knows I have a lawyer friend, an advocate in the US. So keep it up.
Well, and it's crossing a threshold for me because he's always like, "Oh, Shelby, what do you do? What do you do?" But I do a lot of things. Like I'm a volunteer for an organization that helps former extremists. I interview a lot of people that are researchers, and do a lot of other things. Like saying these things can damage my reputation where it affects my ability to do podcasting, right? And my ability to work with researchers and people that do things. So the fact that he's saying these things and trying to put it out and make it a reality, yeah, that's defamation and libel. Like, you can't do this stuff, right? And it's getting to a point where he's been doing this clear back when he used to call us the pediatric panel, but it's escalating, and it's getting to a point where how much longer can I ignore this, right? And it's getting bad.
And I'm going to have to admit, I did find that quite funny.
Well, and here's where we got to the Mrs. J. Here's the fun. I have to say, the Scissor Sisters came from actually Bostock, so we've been like owning that. But it was funny. I was listening to one of your videos yesterday, and I forgot Scissor Sisters was a band. I haven't listened to them in so long, and I was listening to one of your things, and I was like, "Son of a bitch, that's the band I used to listen to. I forgot about it." So we've been having a laugh at that, but that came from Bostock, not even Kenny. But we have a lot. Like, they think they're roasting us on some of this stuff, which that stuff's fine. I don't care about that stupid shit, right? That's whatever. Like, they called me Vapor Shelby or something, Vapor Stew. They were trying to, that's why I had that profile pic the other day. Like, I'll take some of the stupid stuff they say and reflect back on me and make a joke of it. I don't care about that dumb stuff, but don't call me a pedophile. Don't say I'm doing stuff to little girls, or, you know what I mean? Like, that's where I have an issue, right?
Well, yeah,
you want to have a laugh? I don't care.
Lawsuit straight away, you know, there is the lawsuit there. And I think it's, you know, I
don't want a lawsuit. I want it to stop. Stop it.
He just goes that 1, 2, 3 steps too far.
Yeah.
And it's like, you need to rein it in, dude, because you could be funny if you rein it in.
Hey, roast all you want, but don't call me a pedophile, right?
Yeah, you just to get us just to know, especially online, because it makes, you know, and it makes his life miserable then, because he's going to then worry about the fact that this could actually make things serious for him if he continues to do it, which it will, you know, because I've watched the one, you know, the one or two, I'm so sorry, I've only seen about 6 or 7 streams of yours, but the you know, what I have seen, you know, is that Mina did an RO on him.
Yeah.
You know, and there is your line. There it is.
And she was fine with the roasting in the beginning too, but then it went into her real life, right? He was posting, he called her son's school, the superintendent of schools. He was posting her son's football schedules, right? He crossed that line.
Didn't he deny that?
Yeah, and he denies it. But we have all the phone recordings, right? We saw all the stuff, and he denies it. And there's stuff that we can't show because it would we lost good Kenny. Because it would traumatize her family, right? So we can't show that stuff. So, but it's all there, and he knows he did it, right? So, yeah. And he denies it.
Oh, he knows. He can deny whatever he wants, but it's on film.
It's there. He knows he did it.
Yeah, it's there.
And it's on Vivian Rutledge, my other account.
Video.
Yeah, it's all there.
That's what I meant. Yeah. Yeah. So, and I also asked myself, what would his chatters feel like if that was said about them?
Mm-hmm.
Would they like it? I don't think so.
No.
So stop it, please. Stop it.
Yeah.
And make him aware that that's not normal.
No. Roast away. Have fun. I don't care about that.
Vile and disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I even made a comment to somebody recently. I can't remember who it was, but I actually said there's roasting and then there's roasting. You know.
Yeah.
Well, there's we have a couple of guys, you know, here in the UK. You could probably say in the late 2000s, who were really kind of on the freaking edge, and it's actually you just turned into an arsehole.
Yeah.
Because you went too far. And I'm sorry if on the American side, I just don't. I'm not a fan of the roasting. I don't like it. It's not my kind of humor. I'm more into the mischief side of things and being mischievous, and so I've just not watched it because of that. And I know that you guys have been dealing with this for such a long time, and enough now. Enough.
No one blames you because he's not it's not entertaining.
No, it's
I mean,
not.
there are some moments of comedy that like you can find maybe, you know, like you said, he could attract more people because he can be funny, but he always is his worst enemy, and he ruins it because he takes it 10 places too far.
Mm-hmm.
And Cracky,
Yeah.
all of us on panel, like we were once little girls,
Yes.
and you have no fucking idea what any of us have been through.
Right.
So fuck you, and fuck your mama too.
No, he
bitch.
knows what my mother went through.
Mm-hmm.
He asked me on the panel with Darren, why didn't I do something about it? Well, first, when that happened to my mother, she is born and lived for years in Indonesia before she came to the Netherlands. So I couldn't do anything. And it was years ago. She was a little girl.
He's dumb.
They don't get
right? And no. And then to joke about that and say those nasty things, I don't
I'm
get
so
it.
sorry, Judy. Yeah, it's
I mean,
it's
what
hard, and they
I've
don't get it.
seen, right? What I've seen is you guys giving it back, so like roasting him right back.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
We don't take it.
I can be rude. They call me rude. I
Our
don't
rude
care.
Jude.
Yeah, you're blunt as fuck, Judy.
Yes, I'm rude Jude. But no, I don't let them tell me anything. Come on. I'm a grown woman. Stop saying to me that I have to go to bed, okay? If it's late in the middle of the night, come on.
Nobody
I'm a
tells
big
Judy
girl.
when to go to bed.
Old fart, Judy. Come on, big up the old farts.
Oh, that's why we love Judy.
So, no.
We love our Judy. I
Yeah,
told you
but
she reminded me a lot of
this
you,
is
Mrs. J.
going,
You did, I know.
Yeah, this
I
is
have
going
seen
too
a lot
far.
of Judy. She is blunt as fuck.
That's a great way to put it.
Vind ik ook van mezelf. Nou horen jullie mij Nederlands praten. Ik vind mezelf ook heel erg leuk.
I don't know what you just said, but
Now,
that's
I'll
not funny.
translate. I said, I think so for myself too. I think that of myself too, that I'm very funny.
Well, it sounded great. All right.
I'm not everybody's cup of tea, but that's okay. You can't like anyone, everybody. That's not possible.
No, that's what I said. Love me or hate me, I'm
And that's
real.
okay. And that's okay. Yeah, and that's okay too.
And that's okay. That's the like it's okay, everybody. And sometimes you might not agree with a panelist, and that's okay. You just move on, you know.
We roast the shit out of him. We roast him right back, and even harder. And we don't even go anywhere near that territory. We don't have to, because we're smarter.
No, not at all.
But we kick your ass every single time, and you just keep coming back for more.
Yeah.
But because you can't win,
Keep
you
calling
gotta
us
go
dumb and stupid and whatever.
You got to go to that level of stupid. You got to go to it. Just reflects on you, dude.
Come on.
And I'm not even listening to his stupid ass. I hadn't even heard any of this.
No. Yeah, like I listened to it one time and that like hurt me because I knew what I was doing today. And it kind of got me, I don't know, more prepared for today, but now I'm hurt again and angry. Like it's a whole bunch of emotions, I guess. I'd rather have like a shoe show off and a purse show off with them than this. Like, show me your best shoes and best purse.
I know. Like, make it fun, you fucking idiot. Like,
all the Aikens
damn,
and
you're dumb.
I'm glad I'm on the panel now. You know, I'm glad I was able to be on the panel because of the other two things that we've been talking about. You know, I was really like, oh, do I stay on the panel and have a conversation? But like, I thought actually, I probably will bring another dynamic to this. You know, and I'm glad that I can be here to hopefully tie the bow on this for you, Shelby. Because
no, it's Mrs. J. I love having you up here. You're quite a good panelist and talking and having a laugh with, and emotional ride with this. No, I quite enjoy you. It's a wild ride when you're in a panel with us. You never know what you're going to get.
Yeah, I'm. Yeah.
All right. We made it 7 minutes. This is what it's like to be with us. We break a lot.
Oh my gosh. Holy shit. Okay. I'm going to mute.
All right, here we go.
Because that's all you seem to know how to talk about is touching kids. How many have you touched allegedly? I'm just asking questions now. I'm just asking questions. I'm just asking questions. Don't you always ask questions and if you make accusations? Huh? So why can't anybody else, Vivian, say, Gigi, look?
Not like this,
Nope.
dipshit.
No, not at all. Now I have a question for him.
Let me pause, Judy. Go ahead.
Is there allegedly something happened with you when you were a juvenile? Cracky? Is that why you're acting like this? Because you talk a lot about men, butts, penises, everything. So I wonder, what happened to you? Just allegedly. Just questions, asking questions.
Well, it's like,
Eh?
stop putting
Eh?
it on the street,
Eh?
Cracky. You're
I
exposing
know.
yourself.
Come on.
It's a lot for a cis male to talk about all the time.
All the
Well,
time.
it's like he's
And he
screaming
acts
out his
like we
traumas.
are 24/7.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And he acts like we are 24/7 on the internet. No, I'm not.
No.
Do you think? Do
cleaning
you
my
think
garage.
this is a type of therapy for him? Do you think it's a type of therapy what he's doing here, where he's getting stuff out of his system? He just needs to say stuff.
I don't.
I think because we know he came from, it's like basically watching live CB online, like the what do they call that? Yeah. And I think he got bored with that because that's what he did all day, and then he found the 1A community. I think it's just what he does, and he doesn't know what else to do with himself. Like he doesn't watch
smart
TV.
enough.
Yeah. And I think he's still in that
he's
prison
always on his
mindset. You
phone.
know, there's a theory in criminology. I'm a criminologist. I'm trying to think of what it's called. Basically, like you're institutionalized. You go, once you're in that prison mindset, it never leaves you. So he's been to prison and that's the only thing he knows. And that mindset's never left him. So it's kind of.
So mind, like you know how you have muscle memory, but brain, this would be brain
Yes.
memory. So it fits in
and street
as well. Okay.
Yes. And it's never left him. That's, in my opinion, what I see from him. And it's just never left him and he doesn't know what else to do. And I think, in my opinion, he needs some real intensive therapy and he never has followed through with that. That would be my opinion.
No, he doesn't want. He doesn't want to take medicines because he got heavier.
Yeah, he said it made him
from
fat.
Oh, he doesn't need medicine. He needs a fucking therapist, like intensive therapy.
Also,
even intensive therapy, I think would help.
Very intensive.
Yeah.
But his wife doesn't care. I think because she let him.
Yeah.
Do you think that's a way to? It's one of those sort of the classic woman thing where you've been married 25 years, and it's like, I'll just let him get on with it.
I think that's another thing, in my opinion, just from years of doing what I did too. You know, I'm retired now, but just schooling and former counselor or whatever. Once you're in a situation for so long and you've done your best, and I'm not excusing any relationship or anything, like you do the best you can. You've been with somebody for so long, and it's just kind of you throw your hand up in the air after so long, and you're like, I'm doing what I can to get by. And by his own admission, he said that she 5150'd him 3 times. So I think she's tried, and she's just like, it is what it is now. But I think she condones a lot of the behavior because she's obviously been there in chats from the beginning. We've seen some old ones when she's in there. And she condones his behavior. She obviously hears him on lives. She knows all this is happening. So it's like, which one is it, right?
Yeah. She knows it all. She's
Well, that's odd. That's odd then, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's odd.
Mm-hmm. I think she gave up, but then she's condoning it all now too, right? I think she probably gave up in the beginning when all this started happening, and now she just goes along and condones the behavior.
Well, and she believes him because not believing him is too traumatizing, I'm sure, for her, right? The
Exactly.
reality of it is just no. So she's got to believe him. So now she's mad at Kay Taylor again, and he's
Exactly.
reamping all this hate towards her when he can't take ownership or responsibility for his own actions, which, like Charlene said too, like the reason you don't have friends isn't because of the people that you're trying to become friends with. It's because it's you. Nobody wants to be friends with you because of your behaviors.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I would be scared if it was me because of if he, in case he was going to then turn around and say something like that, like I'm a whatever.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's inevitable.
You'd be scared of that, wouldn't you? You'd be scared that he would do that to you. So then, would you then continue to be in the chat to allow that to happen? These are because I don't know much about it, but I do know a little bit about it.
Now, it's interesting you say that because she used to be in the chats a lot more, right? She wasn't in there a lot, but you would see her chatting and they would talk to her, his chat, like a couple of months ago, maybe like 6 months ago, 7 months ago. She would be in there more frequently, but you don't see her at all now, like in the chat.
Jen?
Lollipop Lisa?
Oh, Lollipop Lisa. Yeah.
Lollipop Lisa.
That's Kenny's wife, but you don't see her anymore in there as a chatter. I think she ghost mods, of course, because you'll see stuff disappearing when there's no mod, but you don't see her in there as a chatter anymore. So she's completely disappeared for all intents and purposes as a chatter and presence there.
Yeah, she's listening.
So why is Jen so she is on fire for Kenny? Why is that? Why is that when you're saying stuff like this?
She's been with him since she was a kid.
Yeah.
They're early 20s.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
essentially like teenage sweethearts. Hold on one second.
Actual friends, rather than
like she knows what he is.
No, that's fair enough then.
Yeah, like I don't know. Just deals with it.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
But when she's listening is when he is playing that awful fucking like romantic R&B shit.
Yeah, you can tell because he'll play
Oh my God.
Somebody put me out of my misery. Oh my
when
God.
you come in the room.
I'm like, oh, please, no more.
No.
Oh God.
Oh, what? So he plays her music when she comes in?
No, just
tell.
like if he pisses
listening.
her off and he's trying to make up with her, that's how he's being romantic.
Yeah.
He's
and he plays a lot of
that's a bit weird.
gospel.
You guys keep chatting. My husband made me a grilled cheese. I'm just going to snag it real quick while you chat. Run downstairs real quick.
Sorry, we're talking to someone. This is all new. It's kind of not new.
I know.
It's all, because I'm having a conversation with people I don't normally have a conversation with. That's why I'm asking.
And when he lies, then he goes to stutter.
Yes. Yep.
Yes, I have noticed that.
Mm-hmm.
You know exactly when he's lying.
Yep. And what?
So don't fool us, Kenny. Don't fool us.
I know. See, that's funny.
I don't normally read the comments, but I've just seen a really interesting one. It's scary, Jenny. It's calm, but you can tell. Tell it's calm before the storm. That's really.
He's a walking time bomb.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think his chat and his support group need to be doing? What do you think they need to be doing?
Oh God, nothing. There's really nothing they can do. He's got massage.
I'm gonna turn off my camera while I
and,
eat.
Jen, and nobody gives a shit. So those guys don't care. They just don't. They're there for the entertainment.
Jen tries to stand by her man. That's not working.
No, they don't see any problem with him.
They really don't.
Oh,
yeah,
it's normal.
Yeah,
totally normal. Hey, Jen, totally normal behavior.
He is what he is. All right.
That's your husband, no, Jen.
Oh. God.
Your kids. Your
But you know, there were
grandkids.
rumors.
Internet is forever, eh?
There's rumors that Jen was getting money to be, you know, be his mod and influencing. So
Ooh,
That's what I heard.
I
Word on
heard
the
something
street.
like that. Yeah,
That's the rumor.
yeah. Buzzing. It's buzzing.
Word on
Streets
the
are
street.
buzzing.
People are talking. I don't know. Allegedly. That's what I heard.
Allegedly.
Oh,
All
allegedly.
right. We got 8:16.
Okay.
We're doing great, guys.
Go. Are
Doing
we?
great,
Are
ladies.
we?
Okay, here we go.
With other people that do that, huh? It seems like you have an infatuation for that shit. Allegedly. I'm just asking questions, remember? Allegedly. You ask questions, right? You want to know all kind of everybody's personal business. You want to know where people work so you can call their jobs.
What are you talking about?
That's not
No,
what
we
I'm telling
don't.
you.
We don't.
What's your
That's not us.
infatuation?
Never
And
call.
why you always got people touching kids and shit on their mind?
Hey, why you always lying,
I'm
Jerry?
not that low.
Why you always
Yeah.
Flock
lying?
together, right?
Why you always lying?
That's your answer.
You liar? Yeah,
You
that's our
and
answer.
all y'all
You are a
condone what
liar.
Rocky does. So
Leugenaar.
Broccoli Boy is Droopy Boy. Broccoli
No,
Boy.
he's not.
Let's stop right there.
His
No.
unit
He is not.
droopy.
Sorry, I was
Hey,
taking a
Shelby.
bite.
Oh my
Remember
God,
when
the
you gave?
droopy thing.
Do you
Oh my
remember?
God, I'm like again on the outside, this looking in,
Yeah,
the fucking droopy thing.
that's
Have you
fucking.
Yeah,
have you
Jen.
found him yet? I've got no idea, by
Well,
the way, because
yes,
I'm not looking.
to a
But have you
degree.
found him?
To a degree. He
Okay.
so Shelby gave P Unit a link into her Discord, and
Uh-huh.
you know who ended up dropping into the Discord? Droopy.
Oh. Uh-huh. Yes, Droopy did.
So P Unit also made their account in a cluster of all of these other Droopy accounts. And so that is the person that's been going on stage for Boss Talks. And right now I think they're going by Lauren Exandria.
Mm-hmm.
And their Chi vouched for them. Okay. So
Yep.
they were from the TCAP community. And that account has really odd interactions with the same several TCAP people about Lauren. And it just makes me wonder if those are just alts and they're faking interactions, or if those are alts of like Chi, for instance.
Yep.
You know, because we have like
I wouldn't be surprised.
liminal gaming that's all over our ass right now, and we're like, huh,
Mm-hmm.
weird,
It is
dude.
really weird.
So we've got a lot of it worked out, and we're just getting closer, I guess, to
Every day.
Oh, there's more coming.
It was a nice trap that I set with my Discord. And they fell right into it. So
that was brilliant.
That always works, doesn't it? That one.
uh-huh.
That
I put
always
my
works,
link out
that one,
public
doesn't it?
when P Unit was in there. So everybody else could come in and join it. And normal people did. And guess who else slipped in there? And then Droopy also did. And ta-da. So everybody out there who's talking shit on us about Droopy and why don't you know this and stuff. And over on Reddit, they were trying to drag me too whenever I posted like Droopy's new methods and stuff. Because I try to warn the community too, right? Because Droopy doesn't just target us, but Droopy does other chats and stuff too. So I try to be kind.
Yeah. Twitter.
Yeah.
And
so I try to be nice in case Droopy targets other people, right?
Yeah.
Because even though I don't like Crackhead Kenny, he has targeted Crackhead Kenny's younger family members, Boss Talk, whatever. So I try to warn of other, you know, methods they use and stuff. And yeah, I said it. Excellent.
Can I just say that? Can I just say
Yeah.
that? I mean, Boss Talks does his early morning thing for me, and I like to wake up and have a little listen because he's quite a chilled guy. So in the mornings, it's quite nice, you know, just listening to what they're up to. And I heard this. I don't know how long ago, only maybe 6-8 weeks ago, properly about this. Where it registered about this Droopy person and what had happened to Boss Talks. That is just, you know, again, it's like that is a massive fucking lie.
Yep.
you don't cross.
Exactly.
You know? And if you're going to do stuff like that, people are going to absolutely try and do their damnedest to find out who the fuck you are and expose you. Which I presume you guys are doing exactly that.
And that's what we've been doing. And that's why we tried to reach across the aisle and work with Boss Talk, but he loves crackhead Kenny too much and thought we were trying to destroy their friendship, and we weren't. We didn't care. Tried to talk to Boss Talk like an adult, and that all fell apart. So Boss Talk, whatever. He is Boss Talk. What are you going to do?
Yeah, I think again, because the man works full time, he doesn't see what's going on, you know.
No,
and so give him a bit of slack on that one, because you know time will actually change that. We're just gonna have to give that a bit of time for him to work it out. That, you know, just be there when he does. You know, be there when he does work it out.
We're incredibly willing to work with anybody. Like, honestly, like, I know what people think of us.
I disagree with you, Mrs. Ye.
No, go on.
He doesn't work all day. He pretends he does. He doesn't. Come on.
Okay.
He's just a child as well.
Judy, he's just
he
a
may
child.
be a little bit slow in, yeah. Come on, he's the same as Kenny. He thinks he knows everything, but he doesn't know shit either.
I will say, you'll have to go back, Mrs. J. I don't know if we still have it up, but Boss Talk came over on our panel. We had the most amazing adult conversation with him. Actually, very respectful. You'll never see anything like it on his channel. Great conversation.
Yeah.
Then K2 and I emailed him, right? We sent him how to report Droopy, all of this stuff. I warned him about he had a short up about his daughter. I didn't want Droopy to find it. He wasn't, like, I was really stressed. It was up there for a couple of days. One of our other people in our Discord emailed him anonymously so he'd take it down. Finally, he did. And then 3 days go by and he's kind of mixed up stories. Him and KK are kind of going back. KK was like upset like a broken-hearted teenage girl, broke his heart. And then one day he's playing like old videos of KK the first time they met, and he's real sad. And finally KK decides to come back to him. Then we're back to being the worst people ever. We never emailed him. It was a lie. He never had a short up of his daughter on his live chat. We're basically the worst things ever. We lied about everything. We don't care who Droopy is. Droopy's in our chat. We don't know what we're doing. Basically, like, fuck you guys. You don't know what you're doing. You don't care about finding Droopy. And that's how it went down with Boss Talk. Like, we really did try. Yeah. So,
you know, and I think that if that's the case, then that's all you can do. You know, and again, it's hard because I know it gets emotional, doesn't it?
Yeah. And that's what we say to the community. Like, we've been doing this, and like, they're like, well, where's your proof? Well, what do you want to see? The nasty stuff that like Droopy sent Mina's underage son? You want to see that stuff? Or what he sent to Mina's son's girlfriend? You want us to show you those pictures, or like pictures that are almost, we don't even know if it's CSAM that have been turned over to law enforcement? You want to see that stuff? You think you're entitled to see that stuff? It's disgusting. We can barely look at it before we turn it over or like are dealing with it. And you think you're entitled to see that stuff? Are you insane?
And by the way, Droopy still comes in his, how do you call that? Back chat?
Private chat, yeah.
Chat. So he can, private chat. So he can see what he's writing to him. Also nasty things. And he doesn't kick him out either.
No.
So don't blame us, Darren.
Yeah. I don't know.
Why? Yeah. So why do you think that is? Why do you think that Darren allows Droopy to go into his restream back chat and spout for 4 hours whilst Boss Talks is doing his live stream? Why do you think he allows that to happen?
He's let him on panel before.
He has.
He doesn't care, as long as he can make it into him being a victim. He's all for it. So yeah, now he can say, "Oh, they were talking about my daughter" in a private back chat that nobody can see except for you, idiot. That you could kick them out of, but you'd refused and just let him continue the barrage of insults. So
Exactly.
I know.
But do you think he's screenshotting the shit so that for some
No.
sort of evidence? I
Probably.
mean,
Oh, probably, or maybe, I don't know.
Maybe, I don't know.
Other people have.
Allegedly.
I mean, Poland did that time he was on, because if you're on the panel, then
well, yeah, you can see the
it.
back chat. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not looking at the back chat. I know that it's there, but I
Yeah.
know I'm not.
Which
looking at
then
it.
we did stuff with,
No.
because people are like, well, what are you doing to help other people? Well, we have
Mhm.
taken stuff that we have seen KK posted in other chats. We've seen, like, if it's in KK's live chat or whatever, right? We've screenshotted it and
Mhm.
we keep that record and we post it and save that and pass it on. That boss talk stuff that Poland got the one time, that's passed on. So it's not like we're not trying to help other people and it's just focused solely on, oh, Mina, right? It's not like we're not trying to help the broader community that Droopy's targeting, right? We
Yeah.
do everything.
See, Chi brought Droopy in
Yeah.
to attack for her, to be her little attack dog.
Mhm.
So she had Droopy fucking with Cracky in October of 2024. So for that month, when there was a lot of drama going on, she had there was Droopy Worm was in there, or Worm. There were different Droopy characters, and that's when Cracky has said that he first encountered Droopy. Then you fast forward this year, or this previous year, and he started when Boss Talk came back, right?
Mhm.
Boss Talk was
Yeah,
all over
yeah,
DOA,
yeah.
and that's her little
Yeah.
cow. You can't touch her little cow. So she got fucking mad, and so Droopy, so then Ghost Soldier started attacking Boss Talks, right? So there's Ghost Soldier and then Droopy, and so Droopy started coming on the panels, and he'd say awful shit. And then he started going into Cracky's chat because Cracky started talking about Chi and calling her ashtray mouth and other things. And
Yeah.
you'll notice that he doesn't talk about her very much at all anymore, right? He's just focused on us for whatever fucked up reason. He's not focused on that cow because she's a horrible human and has
She
been
is.
using her influence in her little teacup, like shitty community, to weaponize them so that they could come after us and make it difficult to figure out who it was. And sometimes it would be her on an alt, and sometimes it would be P Unit, and some, like there were other people that participated with it because there's also a Discord that they have that everybody can go into and see how absolutely disgusting it is. But then when Mina got when we started becoming friends and talking with the ZDT crew, that's when Chi started getting upset. And then when Coco started popping up in the chat, is when then we started getting the Droopy attacks.
Correct.
She wants her guy for herself.
Yes.
Her guy.
Yeah, and she's got it out for
Talking
Mina.
about
So she
her
I
guy.
can see how you've got to it.
Yeah.
It's
all on a
it's one of
timeline.
those. It's one of those difficult ones because this all matches up. But what do you know? It's like I've had it with Aaron for fucking years, so I get it.
Yeah, we have a whole timeline, like it's all broken down. K2 is really good at it. Like each one of us like kind of watch, but she puts the timeline, right? And she's better at it. So like we might see something, but she's been building this for a very long time. Like hats off to K2.
I just realized that as I was trying to catch up with the community, that even though they think that I'm like best friends with DOA since 2023, I wasn't. We got in a tiff and he blocked me. That was it on Twitter. But oh wait, what was I saying? Fuck, I just forgot.
I was saying how good you are at putting this all together, and you said the community. I said hats off to you.
Right. So I just kept asking questions like, okay, what's the story between this one and what? And they're like, well, go here and go there. And I thought, I got to take notes, right? Because I don't have that great. I mean, I have a lot of shit to remember, and some of this is not very important to me. So I just kept forgetting it. And then I started building this timeline, and I was also interested in helping DOA figure out who was harassing him. And apparently he, probably already knows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think he
full
was saying
shit.
to himself.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, he's harassing himself, the fucking idiot.
Yep.
Content, everybody.
So happy for him.
Content.
So happy for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he had his own attack dog, which is
So
Go
the
Soldier.
logic of the fact that he's harassing himself, you're saying because of what? That
Go
could
Soldier.
also fit
Yeah,
in
he'll
what
use-
with the cheating. Okay, yeah, I can see how you got to that point.
That's why we are going at Ghost Soldier so hard, who is the attorney, Chris Muscagni. If you ever see us talking about Ghost Soldier and Chris Muscagni, the lawyer, they're one and the same. And DOA has known
Right.
him for a very long time.
Okay.
Yeah, we have lots of timelines. Yeah, it's quite something we do.
Well, on that timeline, I'm going to have to go because it's getting really late.
Well, we enjoyed your company,
Enjoy the rest
Mrs.
of your
J.
8
Yes.
minutes. I'll be in the chat.
Well, we have.
Thank you so
we're-
much. I mean, again, thank you for answering my questions that I had.
Of course.
Yeah.
And I do my thing. And as I said, it's no offense to you. There's only so much information you can take in. And
No.
I just not been over your way. I just haven't.
Well, you're
And it
focused
was
on
good.
Aaron, right?
I have been,
Yes.
and I have. Yeah.
It's a shit show over here. Don't even.
Yeah, don't come over here. We have a shit
Come
show.
over.
No,
Stay safe.
I'm done with that whole community.
Save yourself, Mrs. J. We have a shit show over here.
I'm going to throw myself a lifeboat now. Right. Okay,
Thank you for
have a
coming,
good
Mrs.
one,
J. I
everybody, and
appreciated it.
I'll be in the chat listening to what you got to say. It's been a really, hopefully enlightening evening for everyone, because it has for me.
I hope so too.
Yeah. How do I get out? Oh, there it is at the top. All right. Catch you
Okay.
later.
Bye, Mrs. J. Have a great day. Night.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, she's lovely. I like Mrs. J a lot. She's no nonsense, no bullshit. She reminds me of you, Judy. I enjoy her.
Oh, thanks.
But she has a lot of good stuff. I do recommend if you want to learn anything about the backstories of Aaron Smith Levin and some of that crazy story. If you're interested, like her
Nah.
videos, like I just watch.
I have seen.
I know
some
you
of her
know the story,
videos.
but I don't know a lot of his stuff. So like I'll just go and pop
Yeah.
like at nighttime. Plus she doesn't have the commercials in it, right? So some of the stuff I can't watch because they have commercials. And like if I want to fall asleep, I'm like, oh, this has fucking commercials that turn into a almost like a video. And I'm like, I can't fall asleep to that. So I'll listen to some of her stuff, right? Because it gets too long.
Yeah, you're right.
All right.
Yeah.
We are at 9 minutes,
understand.
17 seconds. So we're getting there.
Kids. You support him. So therefore, birds of a feather flock together, right? Right. Right? Birds of a feather flock together, right? Birds of a feather flock together.
Now, why would
I
you be
know
so
you heard
mad
that
at me?
saying.
UNBT.
I know.
Birds of a feather flock together.
I haven't talked about him at all.
Right?
Nope.
Birds of a feather flock together.
But after I put that Chi video out, he started getting hard at
So-
me.
Mm-hmm.
It one
Isn't
can
that interesting? Chi, you dumb hoe.
talking disgusting like two people, and you support them,
Just kidding. You're
aka
my hoe.
broccoli boy. Well, that's what you
Man,
into,
you
right?
used the wrong
Peeping in
pictures.
the locker rooms,
Idiot.
right? He just wanted to peep.
He wasn't.
He
Nothing wrong with
wasn't.
that, according to him, and Sandy V life and Shelby.
He wasn't peeping.
There's nothing wrong with just
It's your
taking a peep.
dirty
Yep.
thoughts.
Thank goodness you did this in parts so that you can just edit
Right.
us out.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Now, you're standing, huh?
I'm like,
wrong
oh,
with
she
just
does.
taking
This
a
is on
picture
Shelby's. I'm like,
the
oh
boys
crap.
and they're visiting in the home.
I know. I was like, well, and I knew like because Judy, she was like, I'll come up. And I was like, okay, well, how am I going to fit in cracky? But you know what? It flowed really well with the topics and everything we were doing. So I was like, and I was so upset about Cracky saying this about all of us. And I was like, it'll be a perfect ending to wrap it all up with the show and what we're doing, like to address him too. So it's like the perfect ending to
Agree,
everything
Shelby.
that we're covering. It kind of fit well with the topic, I thought, to tie it all in a nice
Yeah.
bow. And I've never had Judy on here. So it's nice to have a crossover because K2 and Mina have been here. And Judy, you haven't been on piano in a while. So it was nice to have everybody here.
Yeah.
Even if it's
Let's
about
be
the
here.
crackhead.
Locker room, huh?
Yeah. That's a shame.
Nothing with that, I'm bet. Nothing wrong with that, I'm bet.
Keep Beck's name out of your mouth.
Like that, just like you don't see nothing wrong with locker rooms being filmed is wrong. No. Nothing wrong with that, huh?
Let me stop there right now. This is about Mina. And I'm going to clarify this for the last time. And we're probably going to have to go through this again. Crackhead Kenny claims, and I have the video. You can go to Vivian Rutledge. I will post my channel down there. It is my alt account. Everybody knows this. I claimed the name and I told the reason why I did it at the end of my videos. You can on my channel here about Shotzi Chris. But on there is everything Kenny and how gleeful he was to call the superintendent of Mina's son's school. The reason he says he called, but he just wanted to get back at Mina. You can see him sticking out his tongue and how joyful it is. And he thought he was just getting her. Mina played a video very proudly of her son and the team. And it was not in a locker room. It was in a weight room. It was a professionally produced video by the school. The principal, the football coach, everybody was in it. It was not filmed inside a locker room. There was nothing untoward going on or anything. It was not what Kenny keeps saying and what he keeps trying to present to everybody else. That is it.
But keep believing his chat.
That's what he's
Please
alluding
do.
to. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know that.
Are we the stupid people?
Yep.
You know that?
That noise also you hear right now are shopping carts. Crackhead Kenny is doing this and accusing of us all of this stuff while he is working and delivering groceries.
yeah.
He's collecting shopping items and he's going to deliver something to people's houses as he's shopping for them and getting their order ready to drive it to their homes. So he is working, streaming live and accusing people of being sexual predators as he works and gets their items for them to take it to their home.
On and again.
Totally normal.
Hear the scanners?
You don't see nothing wrong with it, okay? You don't see nothing wrong with taking a peek. No, you don't see nothing wrong with that, okay? You're taking a peek. Sick ass. It's all right, honey. And shit like that's okay. You're a sick bed. You're a sick bed. You're a sick bed. Yeah, you're a sick bed.
And that is the end of Crackhead Kenny accusing us of being pedophiles. Let's see what he did today. Hold on one second. Share screen. He took a poll of us today. Are the Scissor Sisters stalkers and doxers? Sandy B. Cup, Sandusky, and Stinky Scent Shelby. Are we stalkers and doxers? That was one. Let me remove that. Hide. Okay. Get the other one. Here's the other one he felt was good to stop that. Oh, no, stop. Replace. Let's do this one here. Hey, I told you what I want to show. Replace. You saw what I wanted to show. Why is it not showing? I'm sure my device can handle it. Yes, I said I can handle it. There we go. Your new name is Sandy B. Cup Sandusky, which I discussed where that comes from. Disgusting. And I think there's one more. Okay, we got that one. Are they doxers? Your new name and stalkers and harassers. Yes. So those were, here's, let's see, I got those ones. Yeah, so he's talking about us being stalkers and comparing us to Sandusky and stuff like that. So yeah, that's what he's been up to today. But that's our cracky. And that was everything. Do you have anything else you'd like to say, Judy, about our crackhead today?
No, I think I make myself very clear what I think about him, and I wish he would stop with that disgusting behavior.
Me too. K2, anything else for you?
He wants to be, he wants to be left alone. Leave us alone then
Yes,
too.
I agree.
You call my name on a daily basis. I hardly talk about him.
Right.
Maybe sometimes in the chat I make a remark, but that's
You
it.
did nothing to deserve this. None of us do.
Mm-mm. No one. No,
none of us. No one. No.
Well, and I have to say, for myself, like it's really weird that I can't, and I know there'll probably be screenshots of me today, but it's really weird for me as a person not to be able to show myself over on Mina's channel because I'm a surrogate for her because he can't use pictures of her or post it anywhere. So he does it to me, right? And we're all surrogates for her. And he's violated it so many times, but that we've become her surrogate, right? And that I can't show my face over there because, and I know he'll do it here, right? He's going to take photos and I'm going to have to privacy strike it. And then he'll save a really old one from me and keep using it and using it. And it's just really weird to have that part of my life taken away from me because of one person, right?
Yeah.
And I've never had to do that. It's strange.
No, he can see some strikes coming soon from me because he's still using pictures of me. They are still up. And he made ridiculous new one with a plunger, and it's all a joke to him.
And it takes away that, and it's so harassing because it's not regular. It's not regular roasting because he'll put like disgusting sexualizing to it too, right? It's not fun at all. I don't appreciate it. I don't like being sexualized like that by another man. My husband doesn't treat me that way. My male friends don't treat me that way. I don't appreciate it and I don't like it.
No, me neither.
And I don't think he would appreciate anybody doing that to any females in his life, either, or his daughter. So, I don't like it, and I don't appreciate being called a pedophile or any of the things that he's done.
I won't even go that
Yeah.
way to use pictures of his. We saw some pictures of his daughter. We saw her on camera. I would never use that.
Me either. But I appreciate everybody being here today. It was a pretty hard day. The end here wasn't as bad as the first beginning ride. So thank you for everybody who came to the live
that
today.
was
I
hard,
appreciate it.
But proud of you did, Shelby.
Yes,
Thank
good
you,
job,
Judy.
Shelby.
It was a tough one.
It was
there.
not. Yeah, it was not. Yeah, it's a tough one, but I'm proud that you did.
Thank you. It was hard. I still feel a little shaky and sick to my stomach. That's why I take it a little harder when people throw around that word so flippantly.
Yeah.
Stop
Yeah.
it. Because you're taking away meaning.
It takes away from the. Yeah, exactly.
But thank you, everybody who came, everybody who's going to watch the restream. I think it was an important topic. Please share it to your friends or whatever, catch the, replays and stuff. I think it was an important topic, and I will see you all later. Thank you, K2, Judy.
It was my pleasure.
Mrs. J, especially, thank you. I appreciated everybody, and we will see you later. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Doodles. Dag.
I love you, Judy. Bye, guys.
Groeten.